Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of My Cousin's Podcast. I am one of your hosts. I am the ghost host with the most, the croast of Christmas past, if you will, because it is Christmas time. I am Tim Patrick, and always with me is my Bart Simpson to me being Homer, Randu.
What's up, Tim? How you doing, buddy?
Same shit, different piles every fucking day, dude. I swear.
It really is. It feels like it's Groundhog Day. You know, it's funny. I watched Groundhog Day yesterday.
Good movie.
When I got home, and my wife's like, "I haven't seen this movie in years," or whatever. She didn't sit around and watched it with me, but I just sat there in the morning, had coffee. The kids went to school. I'm like, God, this movie hits so much different as an adult.
It does, because you catch more things, for one.
Yeah, than you do. Yeah, you catch more things, but also than you do as a kid. And it's like Bill Murray plays it to a T.
Yeah.
How they repeated the same shit every day and just did the same thing. I'm assuming they used a lot of the same clips and the same stuff.
I think they did too on some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Or they had like a B camera running behind this, the same camera, because they could just film it all at one time and then just make cut it just right, which is pain in the ass.
It was so good though. Like it really does replicate like what happens in the life of an adult. It's like it's like rinse and repeat. You repeat the same thing over and over again every day. Not every day, but pretty much.
Yeah.
And I don't know, dude.
I could totally relate, because whenever the alarm goes off here, it plays the Arch. Every morning, Alexa says, okay, or whatever, and then she plays the Arch, and there's the first the wake up show that's on. Mm-hmm. It's the same exact first song they play every day.
Like Groundhog Day when they play the same song over and over again.
Yeah, because they have their own intro song
it's
or whatever.
Be a cold one here.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, fucking, I'm Bill Murray.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will say this real quick, and then we'll actually start talking about our podcast. Sorry, guys. Is on Groundhog Day, what was the thing that really fixed the Groundhog Day? Was it just him being a good person, going around and doing all the stuff around town because he was such a grumpy Grinch type person?
I think him realizing that he wanted the girl.
I
can't think of her name, but
yeah, and they end up together at the end of the night, and he loves her and does whatever, and he doesn't act like he.
Because you got to think about it, when the first time you see his first day or whatever, he's an asshole to her, and then eventually he does start being nice to everybody else, and he kills himself like 100 times. I love the part he's like, when he's stuffing his face, he's like, I'm not the god, but I am a god.
Yeah, I love that part too. He's like, wow, it's 3, 2, 1, plate crash.
Yeah, exactly. and he grabs a toaster. He just walks downstairs, grabs a toaster.
Dude, that's my favorite part. He wakes up, just grabs a toaster, and the lady in the dining is like, coffee, mister?
Nope.
That's good. Good days.
Yeah,
good
but I think it's because of the woman. He was trying to.
I always wondered. They don't really like.
Yeah, they don't say it.
They don't say it, but I thought it was just him being a good person and being with the woman. I think it was like a whole thing encompassed with it. Like that was it.
I mean, that could be too. I mean, it just it's those movies back in the '90s, even some towards the '80s. Barely any nowadays, but there's so much for interpretation. You can take it however you want. And that's how a lot of the movies from the '80s and '90s were.
That's how good movies should do it. Like
exactly,
it's leaving for open interpretation. They don't ever really tell you what's going on. It's like The Sopranos. Does Tony Soprano die at the end?
Exactly. You have to read about it 10, 20 years later, but still.
And then they've come to find out that the director said he did die.
Yeah, he did that. Yeah,
that was
one guy shut up the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but you're not supposed to know that, right?
Right. Exactly.
So I think they had the alternate ending or scene, like where Tony did get shot, or he didn't get shot, or whatever, and they like went with the audiences, and they liked the scene where they just went in and the screen went black, and nobody knew anything, right? It was open for interpretation. So, all right, Kitty. So, this will be our year in wrap up podcast, since
it is December.
It is December, and our last podcast was around Halloween, which is insane to think that it's already been from Halloween to almost Christmas.
So fast,
dude. It's just like I'm sorry, but we already skipped Thanksgiving. We just skipped over. Like that's what everybody else does in America. They go to October and they skip over Thanksgiving and go right to Christmas.
Yeah.
So Thanksgiving was weird this year, man.
It was. We didn't do nothing. We just sat at home, watched TV. Yeah.
We went to my sister's house, and half my family didn't come, whatever, and it was decent, but it was like as soon as we ate, we're out of here. Like it was not that enjoyable.
That's when you get older. That's how I feel. How most of the holidays are. You see family, you say hi, catch up for a few minutes, whatever. You eat, you veg for maybe an hour, depending on if there's a football game on or anything like that. Then you go home. and then you do your own thing, or you go to another family.
Yeah.
And, that's what happens. When you
It's
get
more
older.
about the kids having fun
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
You've done it a million times. It is nice catching up with people I haven't seen in a while, but it's like sometimes you don't need.
You're like I talked to you yesterday. I don't need to see you again.
Yes, and there's certain people in the family. Everyone's like, "Oh, I don't really want to talk to this person or see this
Right.
person." You know how it always goes. So,
Oh yeah.
What-
I feel you.
yeah. So real quick, okay. I guess for this podcast, we're gonna we'll talk about Christmas stuff, but I think we're really gonna discuss some generational stuff for us as
Right.
like we grew up. So I think the first topic is gonna be things we dealt with when we were younger that would make kids nowadays distraught.
Yeah. That's
So like things that kids don't have to experience now because of us.
we fixed it. So to
We
say.
fixed it.
Yeah.
Making people more lazy and making things more convenient, right?
Right. Exactly.
In a better sense.
Exactly.
And I'll do the first one. I know this is Tim's because this is hilarious. But getting up to change the channel on the TV.
God, dude, I used to hate that shit.
Remember, you used to sit and as a family sit down and watch TV, and like, the show would be over, and one of you guys would have to argue like who's going to get up, and the parents would always tell one of the kids to get up and go
Exactly.
get it right.
Yeah.
And you only had how many channels on TV? Maybe 20, 30 back then.
About 30. I was trying to think how big the dial was. 'Cause it's
Mhm.
about 20 or 30, and then the UHF channels came in when you played with the antenna just right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Bundys used to Fox viewing positions.
Yeah.
And you have to turn the antenna the right way. And plus, you got to make sure you got to turn your Atari off.
Sure.
All that kind of stuff.
It's wild, dude. It's wild to say that. I remember there was a time we had TVs in the house that didn't have remotes,
Yeah.
and getting up to change the channel was always a fight. And
That-
and I always remember seeing like static on the TV and the
Yep.
big like neon green channels.
Yeah, the green, yellow, blue, the rainbow kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, and or even like you purposely watched, like say like you're watching one show, it's a half hour long, but you don't want to watch the next one, and you don't want to get up.
Mhm.
You wait till somebody walks by. You
Heck,
tell
you
them to
change
change
the
it
channel.
for you.
Yeah. Well, it's like it happens like that nowadays. Like I get
Yeah.
up and my wife like, hey, can you get me a couple, glass of water? Can you do this
Yeah.
and do this? And it's like, what the fuck?
I
You should-
just-
well, I'm sitting on the couch with the dogs and the kids, and I just don't want to get up.
Yeah, yeah.
I get that a lot in my
I-
house,
I
and,
feel
and,
ya.
and it's super, super annoying. But I'm not the only person that deals with it.
Yeah,
This
it
is
happens to everybody.
This is a normal thing that happens with a lot of people.
It's a marriage thing.
A marriage thing?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, it's definitely a marriage thing. What was the next one, Tim?
Kids going all day without a water bottle. Back in the day, we could never. I believe there was maybe one time my entire school going days that we got to bring a water bottle with us because it was so hot outside. And other than that, we could never bring drinks with us. We rarely got to be able to chew gum. I think in college is the only time I actually could do that. But still, other than that, we couldn't carry a water bottle. We couldn't do anything like drink wise because teachers are always afraid that either the kids will throw it at them or they'll get water all over their desk. Whatever.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of weird to think about that, but I remember only bringing water bottles if I traveled somewhere. Like if me and my friends were like on our bikes, we have like that little bike water bottle.
Yeah.
We'd bring with us, or we go like play hockey somewhere or sports somewhere. And sometimes
Right.
I bring a water bottle. But for the most part, dude, kids weren't running around with water bottles. We would go
Right.
grab the hose and drink out of the hose.
Yeah,
It would
exactly.
be the only thing you could do. Or dude, I remember stopping at random people's houses. Sometimes I was thirsty and just go turn their hose on and drink
Yeah.
out of it and then turn it off.
Yeah, they didn't care.
No, most people didn't care.
Yeah, you weren't doing anything. You're just standing there with a hose in your face.
If people ask me what you're doing, I'd say I'm sorry. I was really thirsty. Like, you knocked on the door and asked for water, and it's like, well,
No, I'm
yeah,
here.
I like
I
doing
didn't
this
want to
better.
bother you.
Mhm.
Yeah, it had, kids nowadays will never do that. They're afraid to take a hose, drink it and shit like that.
Yeah, they've been told by everybody that if you don't wash your hands and drink out of your own water bottle, that you're gonna get COVID and die or something
Exactly.
nowadays. Like,
All the amoebas.
yeah, exactly.
It's contaminated.
It's weird because like when we were kids, dude. I mean, the old saying was like, "Oh, you fell, rub some dirt on it, and you'll be fine," or
Yeah.
whatever. And it's like
Walk it
nowadays,
off.
nowadays you'd be like, if you did that, like, oh my god, you're gonna get a disease and die and get gangrene, and your foot's
Yeah.
gonna fall off. And it's like, what?
Why are you scaring kids like that?
I know,
what
dude.
the hell?
It's wild. So what was the next? You said water bottle. I mean, that was a good one, dude.
Yeah.
I still don't remember. My kids always got water bottles
Right.
wherever we go,
Right.
in the car, to sports, to
It's
school.
convenient. It's nice. It's nice to have it because you get thirsty.
And shit, girls carry around their Stanley Cups and hydro jugs all the time.
Right,
Like they're
exactly.
dehydrated, like they're like camels, drinking water all fucking day
Right.
long. I love drinking water all day long, but dude, I forget my water bottle everywhere. I'll bring it with me in my car,
Yeah.
and be like, oh, and I'll just leave it in my car and I'll forget about it and come back in. And I'm like, hey, it's cold outside. I left it in dinner. I'll still drink it.
Like, all right.
This is a great one. Slowness of dial-up internet.
God, dude, even when we had internet, before that.
The introduction to the internet, kids were just happy that we had the internet, and it was slow, but you didn't know any better, so it was like the coolest thing ever.
Right.
And then when you found out people got broadband, like Spectrum type stuff, where you could get like a little faster speeds,
Right.
and how much like faster it was, and you're like, holy fuck, like,
faster to see the boobies.
faster to see the boobies, the rendering of the boobs on there or something,
Yeah.
but. Yeah, they'll never understand. Like everything on the internet nowadays is lickety split. Like you click a website and it's up in
0.something seconds.
0.07 seconds or whatever. Like I have a gig up and gig down, and AT&T just after 6 years of living at my house, they finally came in and started digging up our neighborhood like 2 months ago, and they're installing fiber.
Good.
And we're gonna get fiber at our house. I'm getting rid of Charter because my Charter bill is like $150.
Dude,
for a Charter business.
We just get AT&T internet. That's it, and it's fucking great.
Yeah,
and it's I think twice in 3 years it's gone down.
Yeah,
it's that.
And with Charter, I didn't know this, but it's even like I get a dedicated line to my house. It's coax cable to fiber is what they told it. What I found out, and they can throttle the internet. That's how they can throttle the internet up and down with it. And,
right.
Well, I pay for Charter Business, which is $150 because me and my wife both work from home. Right. So we have true. We don't have true gigabit speeds, but it tells us that we do.
Yeah.
But when everybody else around our neighborhood on that same box is on the internet, we share the internet with them. So our speeds go down. That's what I found out from talking from a Charter tech.
Wow.
So now we'll have an actual dedicated gig line from AT&T that it's dedicated circuit to us, to our house from the box, and we don't have to worry about it. It's like, okay. And dude, they said as long as you sign up with us today, it's locked in for life at $50 a month.
Nice.
If you move or something else happens, it changes and it goes up. He's like, "How much do you pay today?" I'm like, $150. He's like, "You're gonna save $100." And it's like, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Big time.
And the day of internet, it's crazy to say, but we rely on the internet way too much for everything. For everything. For work, for our
shopping,
for our TV life,
entertainment for kids,
entertainment for the kids, for
even
video
teaching.
Games.
I remember being in one of my college courses. I think it was social class or whatever. That we watched YouTube all the goddamn time. Mm-hmm. It's like the teacher didn't teach. She said, like, here's a video. Mm-hmm. It's like, seriously?
Well, I hate to say it, but that's this generation of people, how they learn. Like, they want the quick 5-minute video, the quick 1-minute video that goes everything because they don't want to read and they don't want to do their homework. But, I mean, I'm guilty of it as anybody. Like, my mom, like, I don't know how to do this, or my father-in-law, and I'll just find a YouTube video and it's like, here it is. And send it to them, and they'll be like, wow. Yeah. Okay, I didn't think of that. Now, my father-in-law does it all the time now, and he does it more than me. I think I've said it before, and he finds shit and sends it to me. I'm like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
But my mom and dad, they refuse to get on YouTube and do it, and they refuse to do that. They're like, can you just come over and help me? Like, that's their answer to everything. And it's like, obviously, they're very lazy when it comes to doing that stuff, but it's a generational thing. Like, they just don't ever think of that. Now, my dad does once in a while. He's like, I'll get on YouTube and figure stuff out. But my mom refuses to do it, even though she's on her phone all the time playing on Facebook and playing games and doing stuff. It's a different time, different stuff. So
I'm not gonna say any names here just in case they will be listening.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a couple friends that come to me and ask me questions that they could have just Googled.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, and I don't have the answer, so I tell them to flat out Google it, and then they get pissed off and they say, "Don't worry about it."
Mm-hmm.
Like, really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's some of the shit, like they asked me something about Metallica or something like that. They're like, you know everything about them, so I'm gonna ask you. I'm like, I don't know every fucking thing, but I do know a lot. Yes, but you Google this shit, dude.
Well, what I would say, what I've told even my older, my siblings, my sister or mother-in-law and father-in-law, and just people in my family, when they ask me something, it's like, look, we have these tools now that are artificial intelligent tools. They scour the internet and give you everything in 30 seconds. Like, download Grok, download ChatGPT. They are awesome tools. Mm-hmm. Anytime I have a question about anything, I mean, even with South Park, Metallica, it's something that I think that I know, I might not know. I'll look it up in 13 seconds and it'll pull up, and I'm like, okay, I got that right. Or I'm like, I didn't fucking know that. I got that wrong.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay to use. And you know what? People are like so against using like AI. And it's like, dude, AI does nothing but do a quick Google search of the internet. Very fast and efficient for you, And that's what it needs to do. So you don't have to keep digging through the internet. It does it all for you and compiles it 5 seconds, and you got everything you can look up. And it's like, okay, cool.
And there's nothing wrong with learning.
No.
Fuck. You should learn something new every day, to keep yourself sane.
Well,
people don't realize that.
Here's another cool thing that I found out. Now you'll like this, and then we'll move on to the next topic. So one of my buddies texted me, and he was like, "Hey, listen to this song that I made." I'm like, "A song that you made?" I was like, "Okay, cool." So he made, and you'll probably like this. If I send it to you, you'll probably get hooked and start doing it yourself. You could do it for like the radio station or anything else. Right. You take ChatGPT. God damn, this fucking noise keeps coming. I think it's my microphone. Sorry, folks. You take this ChatGPT and you say, "Hey, make me a rap song by Drake about my son's hockey club," and put all the kids' names in it. They play offense and defense, and then with this type of tone and everything else you want on it, and write me with like this, and boom, it will create a song in 5 seconds, render the whole song by like it's Drake singing it, and with the chorus and everything. You can take it and then compile it and copy it and put it into an app called Suno AI, and then you can pick the genre and all the music you want or whatever, and then you put the lyrics in there and hit it, and it generates like 4 songs for you, and it actually sings. And it sounds like some of the songs actually sound like they're by Drake or like Lil Wayne or Metallica or whoever you want to do, like Mastodon or something. And some of them suck, whatever, but some of them are really fucking good. Yeah. And you can do it, and you only get so many free times throughout 24 hours to do it, or if you pay for the version, you get to do as many times as you want. Right. Then if you like it, you get the copyright and the publishing rights to it, and you can put it on Apple or Music, or you can put it on Spotify or whatever you want. And people are making music like this now and selling music, and people are like really interested because people are really good at doing it. Right. It's going to change the way that people make music and do stuff. There's always going to be music artists, but like that's a cool tool for AI. And now things like, did this guy just rap and say my name and do all this stuff, whatever the kids are listening to in the locker room for like hockey pump up music? Yeah. And they loved it. And it's just stupid stuff like that.
Because you're calling them out. It's just like going to a concert and them saying, "Hey, St. Louis," and then everybody goes wild. Yeah. He's talking to me.
Oh my gosh, St. Louis.
Here's my boobs.
Show us your boobs.
Right.
So I thought it was cool. Yeah. I'll show you after the podcast about it, how to do it. I think you like doing it.
I have ChatGPT. I just don't use it very much yet. Mm-hmm. I'm just not monkeying with it too much.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is just like a cool use case of like how far the internet has come from the dial-up days of us getting, to doing stuff. So, this one's a good one. I know you put this one on there. Getting off the computer so someone can make a phone call.
That's exactly what we're just talking about.
Yeah, I know we've talked about this many times in the past, but that is something kids will never have to experience. Yep. Right? And like you would know when someone's on the internet, and you hear someone in the other room would hear you pick up the phone. I'm on the internet.
Yeah, exactly. The second you pick it up.
Or like, hey, get off the internet. I need to get on and
I gotta call your dad.
Gotta call your dad or whatever. Yeah. Then eventually, when I got older, my mom made 2 separate lines. Like we had our own line in the house, and that one was my phone was used for the internet. Yeah. And I was like, I don't care. That's fine because I was always on the internet, gaming and doing stuff. So, back then there was no internet to play video games on. The cool thing about the internet back then was it was fresh, new. Like we had just like I've said before, we had just the right amount of tech to the point where it didn't consume our lives. It was addicting, but it didn't consume our life. Yeah. And we could get on it, get on AOL Instant Messenger and talk to our friends or get in chat rooms and do stuff. But besides that, it's like we would enjoy the internet because we'd surf the web. That's why they call web surfing or whatever. Surf around, find new websites and find cool like games like a Yahoo Games or something like that to play a bunch of shit. And, you could play with your friends.
Get directions to go to somebody's house, that kind of stuff.
Which, and later in our topic, I have a laundry list of websites that we used to go to in the 90s and 2000s.
Good.
Some of them I forgot about. I'm like, holy fuck, I forgot about this. And there's probably a lot more that I forgot, but these are like the top ones that I remember going to. Yeah. And just like generic ones that people went to.
Right. Okay.
What about you we'll get there. For about the computer thing? Like,
well, we never had the internet when I was in my house. I had friends always had it. A friend of mine really had a good. His parents, mom and dad had a good idea. When we had those caller ID boxes, it always told you when you missed a call or got a voicemail. So once if somebody was trying to call and get and the internet, you were on the internet, it would pop up in the caller ID saying blah blah blah, missed call. So then they they tell you that's your clue to get off the computer. Let mom call who so and so whatever.
Yeah, or if someone called, you call them back and know who called you.
Exactly.
Like what I remember we brought up in one of our other podcasts, but I remember we had this distinct thing that was plugged into the phone. It was on the counter. It was the first thing you looked at. It was caller ID.
Yeah.
It was like
a little box.
It was a white little box, and then it's like your computer. After a while, it would fade and go like a dirty yellow color after being on there from using it so much. I mean, I don't know how many computer towers when I was a kid we had that were white, started out white and they ended up yellow by the end of it.
Yeah.
And the only way you could fix it was nowadays I found out that like people that fix towers and like restore stuff is like you have to put them like in a UV light.
Yeah, with
peroxide.
Peroxide, yeah.
And
overnight.
it brings the whiteness back out. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that's how I love the way they how do you say it? Restore toys and stuff like that to get the color back.
It's cool. Yeah. I enjoy watching. There's a couple guys I watch that are like professional at restoring old game consoles or just like old war fucking knives or just
I could show you some one that I watched too. Yeah, they're cool.
They're cool.
I've been watching the models one lately when they find like model cars and shit like that. It's really cool how they refurbish them and how they redo them, make them look way cooler than they were.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of the model car ones. Some guy found like some old school like iron ones that back in the day are really collectible.
Yeah.
And he restores them, and people, dude, they'll pay big bucks for them. Like those are really, really collectible.
Yeah.
Or what's the next topic you put on here?
Parents listening in to our calls. I used to hate that shit. If you had more than one phone in your house, basically what it is, if you had more than one phone in your house, somebody could pick up a phone from the other room and listen in if they were quiet.
Kids will never experience the fact that parents could pick up, and if you weren't paying attention, you could hear like a little click on. Like you could hear the click noise in the background, and you would know someone picked up the phone.
Or someone picks it up and starts dialing. You go like, "Mom!"
Yeah, man. What's it called? I remember. I don't know why this popped in my head, but I remember a scene, and I love this show. It's Entourage, and when he goes back home. Turtle, when they're going back home, he's dating Jamie Lynn Sigler from Sopranos.
Yeah.
And Tony's daughter, super hot, and he's talking to her on the phone, and like they're having
phone sex,
and his mom picks up the phone. And he's like, "Oh fuck, I gotta get off the phone!" Like, and mom, it comes up the stairs screaming at him, like knocking on the door, and he's like so embarrassed, and it was just so funny. I'm like, dude, that is something like nobody will understand.
Exactly,
because I'm sure that used to happen.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Like I used to, like I said before, like my sister used to get on the phone. I used to pick it up and listen to her phone calls, and I would like make a fucking random noise in the background or just say something stupid when she was talking to a boy or one of her friends.
Right, yeah.
Just to be that, annoying brother.
Right.
God, those days were funny.
Oh yeah. God.
That was funny stuff back in the day.
Oh yeah, we kept ourselves busy back then.
You did what?
We kept ourselves busy doing that shit back then.
Yeah, I think so.
What about the days before caller ID? We had if we had to avoid a call, or if we didn't want to talk to somebody, we didn't answer the phone all day. But sometimes mom would answer the phone and say, "Randy, Steve's on the phone."
Yeah,
and you didn't want to talk to him.
Steve on the phone.
Damn it.
Yeah, you wouldn't talk to friends or whatever. Like
yeah.
they would call your phone and they call the house phone. I was like, fuck, they knew both numbers or whatever.
Exactly.
My mom and dad used to do that too, to try to get a hold of it.
I hate that shit.
My mom said to me the other day, she's like, if me and if Randy aren't in the mood to talk, which is my dad, I'm like, he's like, he'll hit my cell phone, then his cell phone, then he'll call the house phone. And he's like, and it's like, well, yeah, I'm trying to get a hold of you. Like, this is what I do. And it's like, for some reason, you guys will answer the house phone, but not your cell phones. Like, you guys are fucking weird.
Right.
And then certain times I answer the cell phone and not the house phone. It's like, I can't. It's
you
can't
just
fix old people.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I remember plenty of times my mom listening on the phone, but eventually I got my own phone line and they never listened, and they would just come and tell me to get off the fucking phone.
Right, exactly.
That was it.
Exactly.
Dude, and I always have these distinct memories of phone calls. I'm not saying kids, I don't know if kids do it nowadays. I'm sure they do, but dude, just sitting on my phone and talking to girls that I liked or whatever, or like they knew I liked them, or vice versa, they liked me. And we just sit on the phone and we talk about the dumbest shit.
Oh, yeah.
Or sometimes we would sit there with silence. I'd be like, what are you doing? And they'd just be like, oh, brushing my hair or doing something. Like, oh, that's cool. And it's like, what the fuck was I doing back then? But I was learning. Like
you're learning, yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea. I mean, I had no idea how to talk to people back then.
They weren't in the room with you, so you had to find out everything you're doing. That's why when you text people like, "What are you doing?" Nothing. Oh, what are you watching? And you know you're fishing for more answers, but you can't because
you're trying to start a conversation.
Yeah,
Conversations are
half the time they aren't doing shit.
Well, I think that helped me when I got older, talking to people, like especially girls, like understanding how to talk to them, what they're like to do, or whatever, and blah blah blah. I think like us being social more than it is now, just sitting there fucking texting her phone or Snapchat pictures of her dick to each other, doing stuff. It's like, okay, well, like we had to actually be social with people, and like it's something we could put on here too. It's like kids are social, but it's not as social in the way that we were social.
Exactly.
It's a different vibe. I mean, dude, when I go out sometimes, and we like go out to dinner or do something, I see kids that are like in their 13s or whatever. Or their teens, I'm sorry, I have a brain fart. Their phone, their neck is like hunchback over looking at the phone, and they can text so quick, and that's all they do. Like Laura's cousins came over, my wife's cousins come over, and they're younger. That's all they do on the phone. And it's like, what'd you do? And she's like, I was in my room for like 3 hours on TikTok. I'm like, what the fuck?
Man?
3 hours on TikTok?
Right.
Like, what do you do for 3 hours on TikTok? Well, I watch videos or makeup videos, or I make my own TikToks and do stuff. And it's like, whatever. I know it's generational shit, but it's like, this is why you kids are so fucking weird nowadays.
Yes,
you know?
Exactly.
Not saying I'm not guilty of getting on Instagram and sitting there for an hour and jacking around.
But still, you know, that's not the only thing you do all day.
No, these kids, this is how they live and breathe all day long. They're like, hey, do you know so and so on TikTok doing this? Like, no, I don't.
No, I don't.
No, I don't. Why would I want to know about these idiot people that no one cares about?
Exactly.
Even though I keep up with pop culture, like I've said before, and like I keep up with like the trends and like some of the funny sayings and some of the stuff.
6'7".
Yeah, 6'7". There's just so much stuff to like actually like indulge and keep up with. It's like there's just I don't want to be an immature kid. Like it's fun.
There's more important things for you to worry about.
Yes, it is cool to keep up with the times and like keeping up with the youth and my young and like knowing what my kids are into and stuff like that and knowing the lingo. But at the same time, it's kind of a lot of shit is just brain rot. Yeah. That's the best word I can describe it. It's like some of the stuff is just not what I would want. And you know, I saw real quick, I'll go to this and then we'll go to the next topic, is some girl she goes to college, I think she was like 21, she made this huge story and went viral on Instagram and TikTok and stuff, where she took her cell phone, her iPhone, and got rid of it and traded in for an old school like
phone?
No, a flip phone.
Okay.
Like a Motorola or whatever they called back then. And she said the moment she changed over, her happiness went up, her productivity went up, better sleep.
Because you can't do anything. You can't do anything with those phones. But
right.
Call.
And she's just like, I'm just more social with my friends. Like you can call and text on it. And she's like, that's all I need. Like if I need to get on the internet, I'll get on my computer, which is, you know, more or less than my phone, where I'm on my phone, like, and I get
you have to be home to get on it.
Distracted.
Yeah.
And you know, somebody said perfect on Rogan's thing. So the same thing. It's like our biggest distraction in our lives now, our biggest time consumption is our phones. Like, dude, since I've been off work, even though I'm doing stuff, my average phone time in the last 2 weeks went from 5 hours to 7 hours. And I'm like, God damn it. Like I hate looking at that, but then it's the reality of what we do. Yeah. You know, it's our biggest time killer. And it's like kids will never experience life without it, which is sad, man. I hate saying it, but it's just like
But you got to think, it's good to have the phones around, but then again, it's not.
There's lots of pros, and I think there's a lot more cons, though, with the phones nowadays. Yeah. When we first got them, it was just, there was all these positives, like, oh, we can listen to music. Oh, we can share things with our friends. Oh, we can, you know, share pictures and record videos and all this cool stuff. And then now it's spread like wildfire. It's like there's an app for everything.
There's too much of it. Mm-hmm. You know, if they only had, because back then you got to think too, when the apps first, they started getting apps and having smartphones, we didn't have that many apps to do things. You know, we whatever that was there was there. And of course, they were free too at the time. You know, now it's, you know, you spend $20 for a subscription for a month. Yeah. For fucking to do something so simple that we used to do for free.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that sucks. Is like everything that's cool starts out as free, and then it actually ends up being paid for.
Yeah, because they go by the mantra I heard from Batman. Mm-hmm. If you're good at something, why do it for free? Mm-hmm. You know, that's how it is nowadays.
Yeah, that is great. That is a great line by
Joker said that.
Joker, I know the Joker said that. If you're good at something, you don't do it for free.
You know, if you're really good at something, why do it for free?
Yeah.
Yep. His dad said it or something. Something like
that. This one goes along with the phone thing. Is no caller ID. When we had no caller ID, you had to answer phone. You had to talk to people.
Right.
There was plenty of times where we would just let it go to the voicemail, and you would hear them pick up the recorder and hear who it was, and you call them back if you wanted to talk to them.
Right.
There was like a rule in our house. Like my mom and dad used to tell people, like if we didn't know who was calling us, we didn't feel to talk. It's like we would tell people in our family, just leave us a voicemail, and we'll call you right back.
Yeah.
I don't remember even doing that with my friends. I just remember my friends like, I'll call you after school, and you pick up and be like, hey, what's up? Is ringing?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. Right.
Or some girl, my mom, like some girls on the phone. I'm like, Mom, don't, don't say that.
Shit.
Don't say that kind of stuff. You're trying to embarrass me, but
God.
and then God. What's that? I can't remember that line. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I do remember like family members would be calling my mom, but like, I'm not here. Like,
yeah.
Say
Randy's is not here. He says he's not here.
Yeah.
God damn it, Grandma.
Randy says he's not here.
God damn it. My grandma used to say that shit all the time.
And we've brought this up before, but it put it on here. But prank phone calls don't exist, I don't think, anymore.
I think they still do.
They do?
To a point. Most of them are scams, but still, I think they still somewhat do.
Mm-hmm. Everything's about being scammers now. Like, that's what the prank phone calls have turned into, people scamming you.
Yeah.
I still remember it. I don't know, did I say in this podcast or another podcast where I was in the backyard until I got a phone on my cell phone, a call on my phone, and it was a radio station. And some guy played a game with me, and it was like, you want to, it's radio station, blah, blah, you've been picked, yada, yada. I picked it up, and we like did a trivia thing, and he's like, if you get these right, we'll get you something right, and you win a prize. It's like, okay, cool, I'll do it or whatever.
Right.
So I answered the question, got him all right. He's like, he's like, you get to win nothing at the end, and like hung with the phone on me. I was like, okay, I laughed, and I was like, okay, that was a waste of time, but it's like, those are the days of that kind of shit. Some guy prank called me, and was just doing shit probably.
I remember the days when we had the soundboards, and like the Arnold Schwarzenegger would call you and shit like that. That shit was funny as hell.
Well, it's funny you bring that up, because the other day when I was doing laundry at my house, randomly I saw Arnold prank call on like Twitter. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I want to listen to some old ones or whatever. And there was one from like 20 years ago. It was on there. I'm calling a hotel, and they always started, "Good morning."
He's like, "Good morning,"
and she's like, "Hello." He's like,
what can I get your name? Detective John Kimball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the question, and they're so good at the soundboard, they know where to answer. And it would be like, I'm a cop, you idiot. Are you trying to talk to somebody in security? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And they get someone on security.
Get your mother, please.
Get your mother, please.
Someone actually called me one time doing that when I was at Taco Bell, and I went along with it. And I kept saying, it's the Arnold soundboard. It's great. Yeah, And I was just a team player. I played it off like normal. And at the end, the guy says, "Oh man, it's so that made my day right there. You going along with that shit. Most people just hang up on me. I'm like, no, I know Arnold soundboards and the Peter Griffin ones.
Okay, I lied. There is one guy I follow on Instagram. He used to be really big. I don't know if he's still got a bunch of videos or not. But it was funny at first, but it's kind of retarded now. He calls up random like food places, like fast food places.
Yeah.
Or like an AutoZone or something like that, and he'll continue to call these people like once a day or a couple times a day for weeks or months, and I guess he uses something where you can't trace him back on his phone call.
Yeah,
and he'll do different voices and impersonations of calling someone. He'll act like a black person or a Mexican or white or whoever and whatever, and do different accents and stuff. And then randomly at the end, he'll be like, "Put a girl on." He always asks to put a girl on, and they'll get pissed off or whatever.
Yeah. And
they'll hang up, or they'll like say, "Like, come down here, and I'll beat your ass, and I'll put a girl on you or something." And that's his prank phone call, like saying, and I guess his name is "Put a Girl on" Instagram or whatever. And he's got like 1 million people following him. And it was funny at first, but after you watch a bunch, it's like, dude,
it's the same shit.
It's the same shtick. It's like you got to do different stuff.
I guess
it's just but he's got probably the. I guess the experience to do it just by sounding by him, but it's like it kind of gets old listening to the same person do the same shit over and over again.
Right.
But going back to what you're saying, soundboards are awesome.
Yeah.
They're just amazing.
I wish they were still around. I mean, I've seen some on a few websites, but they don't work very well.
Mm-hmm. They're out there.
Yeah, I know they're out there.
You get the Arnold one, and what was another popular one?
Joe Pesci one.
Joe Pesci.
Al Pacino. Homer. Peter Griffin.
You have to do voices that with all this stuff that people could actually listen to, and you could actually like do a funny clip. That's why Arnold's ones work so good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've heard the Arnold one when he called Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut one's good.
I love give me your address.
Is that the Pizza Hut one he calls the one in Canada?
I think so.
Yeah, that one is good.
But yeah, they're just so great. I wish more people would do that again.
I agree.
I want to be caught or whatever.
Yeah.
Busted with it.
All right, on to the next one. Some things that kids want to be able to experience or just nowadays don't even understand. This one's the best one, is waiting 4 to 6 weeks for stuff you ordered in the catalog instead of just having Amazon.
Yes.
I don't know how many times my son will be like, I want this.
Right.
And without earning it or doing something to earn it. And he'll just be like, Dad, I want this. And just order on Amazon. It'll be here in 2 days. And it's like, dude, you live in a world where convenience is just unbelievable for kids.
Exactly.
Dad, I want this. And, you know, it's like, dude, if I wanted something, we had to order it from the Sears catalog. And either it went to the Sears store and they would call you when it came in, or you would give them to your house and it would take 4 to 6 weeks to get delivered.
Yep.
And it's like now, like just for example, like I went to Detroit last week. I don't think I've seen more semis in a road in my life I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like, just
well,
so
right now,
many.
I think right now it's Christmas time too, though.
Well, not just with Christmas time. It's all year long.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of demand that people have for, you know, the online store and shipping. I mean, it probably generates a lot of business and for people.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait for the day that Elon Musk or somebody comes up with the idea of how to make electric, like just like kind of like a caravan type thing,
Electric semis.
like semis, and they just can put it on like cruise control,
Yeah.
and it just goes from one.
So kind of like they did in the Logan movie, when the trucks were moving by themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it just moves the storage and everything for them, where they can stay in one lane. They don't pass anybody. They don't have to go stop for gas or do anything, and it goes straight to the destination. Or if it has to be stopped like at a way station for them to check things,
Right.
and they can send them on their way. That's the way. I don't even care if it takes people's jobs. I'm so sick of those goddamn trucks being on the road. I'm sick of it, man.
Yeah, because a lot of the guys don't know how to drive. They're falling asleep or you know,
I mean, dude, it's
random
tiring.
stuff.
Like just driving 8 hours. I don't know how people do that as a job for a living. Like I can't sit in a car and drive like that. It is
especially driving that big of like that weight behind you. So, you know, if it goes one way, you're going with it
I know,
or whatever.
I know they probably get paid very well.
They do.
But it's an awful job.
Yeah.
That is probably one of the worst jobs in my life. That I would be like, no, fuck you. I'm not doing this. You can't pay me enough to do this job.
Right.
So, going back to our topic, I like to get off topic, folks.
Not you.
Huh?
Not you.
No, not me.
What about kids being scared whenever you got a VCR tape and the FBI warning that's in the beginning, saying that if there's any kind of replaying this anywhere or recording this and using it for your personal public use or whatever, that you get fined $200,000 and jail time. You know, we were scared shitless.
I was scared shitless. I remember seeing that warning before every movie you watched on a VHS or even DVD. They just put it on there. If you're caught doing this, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
I'm sure they used to probably really catch people doing it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But like this day and age, dude, good luck catching anybody doing anything.
Exactly.
Now.
Everybody does.
Everybody
now.
pirates and does stuff nowadays.
Right.
I mean, people they go to movie theaters with 4K cameras hidden in a woman's purse, and they'll record a movie that's in the theater, and then they'll put it on the internet so people can watch it.
Well, sometimes they even leak it to the internet before they even get it, release it. You know, sometimes they do that on purpose for publicity, so they get it out there.
I still remember this. It was a huge thing. Like when Game of Thrones came out, like 10 years ago, whatever. I remember a couple episodes got leaked, like the finale, before they were supposed to be out, and they got on the internet.
Yeah,
and these guys were smart enough to watermark the episodes, and so they could figure out who leaked it off there. So they had and they sent it out to 4 different countries, right? And each one had a different watermark.
Yeah.
So they figured out what company did it, and they got fined and got jail time or whatever happened to them or something like that. And it's like, okay, because it ruins it for everybody else. Because people are like, I remember getting it in like sometimes we would get the episodes like 2 or 3 weeks early. We get like 2 episodes out because it was week to week. Waiting on Sundays. And the thing that would be awesome, like, I got the next episode, I could watch it, but then now you got to wait 3 weeks for the next episode to come out instead of waiting, just 1 week.
Or even months, years now.
It's like, why would I do something like that? But that's just what it is, kids. Kids don't even have to wait for that. Like, there's barely any shows nowadays that do week to week. It seems like, but with the subscription services, they're all doing it now because they want people to stay subscribed.
Exactly. That's what Netflix did with Stranger Things. Because all the people ever since they announced that that season's coming back, and when it was, everybody started signing up. Same thing with HBO with Derry.
Yep.
We didn't want HBO for nothing because there was nothing on it.
Yep.
Everything we pretty much wanted was on something else. And then when Welcome to Derry came on, we're like, okay, we're gonna get this.
Yep.
So it's like we're paying for that one show, but and I can guarantee you, especially with like Cobra Kai when it was out, people were once the show's over, they're gonna unsubscribe immediately.
Yeah, and, the other thing about it was j- I guess just like movies in general back then, there was just so much more, I guess, trust with the public back then that people were good people and weren't going to do stupid shit.
Right.
I mean, I still remember my dad's friend that was like a computer genius. He just passed away recently. He used to be able to take like DirecTV cards or just like cable cards or whatever, and they had everybody that used to have like satellite back in the day would have like a credit card that was inserted in there, and it was programmed to go back to whatever, and based off the programming is how you got the channels to your receiver and box. Well, he was smart enough to understand how to take those out, program, and you get all the channels unlimited, porn channels, everything like that.
Nice.
And eventually, the cable companies caught on to people doing that, and then they would do random things called zaps, like on certain days, and you have to pull your card out and put the other one back in.
Yeah.
So what my dad would do is he would put that in and use a DirecTV card most of the time, or whatever it was back then, Dish or something. And when we wanted to watch a movie that was out or a sports game or something, he would pop that one out and put the one in there so it wouldn't get zapped all the time. And then we'd watch our movies and shows and pull it back out and do whatever. Then eventually they got smart enough where they were zapping a couple times a day, doing the wipe your card if you would do that.
Gotcha.
So, they started paying the guys that knew the stuff to fix it, the pirate stuff. But that was like the pirating back then. My dad, and he had to pay some guy $50 to do it every single time. But eventually he found his buddy that did it for free, and he would give him like 10 cards and say you can use like 10 of these in your house and just be fine. So
nice,
cool days.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, something kids would even exist now. It's like, dude, I remember when movies started first coming out, and like you could pay $9.99 to watch this new movie that just came out in theaters on pay-per-view.
Yeah. Tape it off that.
And yeah, you could tape it off that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can do that now. Like, I remember you could get like independent DVRs. Like, remember TiVo?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
People could take TiVo and then record movies on it and stuff. But then eventually they caught on to stop that. But there's still actually DVRs out there now that you can do it, and you can record anything, and they can't stop you from recording shit.
Exactly.
Which is cool.
Yeah. They think they lower your storage. How many movies you can have in there.
Yep.
So.
And then you hack it and put fucking terabytes of fucking stuff on there and have your own DVR recording.
See, now everybody knows how to do that shit. Back when we were growing up, people didn't know how to pirate. Now everybody knows how to pirate.
Exactly.
Everybody's Jack Sparrow.
Everybody's Jack Sparrow. That's funny.
What about rewinding the tapes, like your VCR tapes? If you be kind, please rewind, kind of shit. A lot of people used to movie what do you call it?
Yeah.
Video stores like Blockbuster and stuff would charge you if you didn't rewind your tape. It's just because it's a nuisance.
Okay.
The kids nowadays won't realize that.
I remember recording my own music on cassettes.
Yeah.
And then having to flip it over and listen to the other music and then rewind it, and then you had to like label the sides of like which songs were what or whatever. Like that was cool.
Yeah, it was very cool.
But kids don't know that. And then I think you said this best, and I remember doing this when I was a kid. Everyone thought they were genius doing this back in the day. It was like the radio would be playing, you hold up your boom box and record it off the radio that way next to it to listen to it.
Yeah.
I thought that was always cool.
But the only problem with that is you had to wait all day, or you had to wait till a certain time when your show was on and stuff like that. And same thing with like we were talking with MTV yesterday was, if your show came on at 5 o'clock, you had to make sure you listened to the entire show to see if they play one of your songs.
Sure.
And sometimes, a lot of times, they didn't. And so you thought it was kind of a bust, but then that's how you learn about music. If it wasn't for like people like Beavis and Butthead, there's a lot of metal bands I would have never probably even heard of.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's just they did wonders for White Zombie. Because if it wasn't for Beavis and Butthead, they wouldn't even be around at all. They admitted that, because Beavis and Butthead played a couple of their videos, and of course, at the time they were the ones in charge of what sucks and what didn't suck, and they loved White Zombie. So then everybody else started to love White Zombie. It's amazing that little stuff like that for publicity could blow a band up.
Sure. The other cool thing about the cassette thing that was cool, I mean, even though you could buy cassettes and listen to the songs and you rewind it and listen to the song over and over again or whatever, the one cool thing that I liked about it was it was exciting to have the music that you enjoyed and have like your own like little genre of like hidden
your little mix or whatever.
your little mixes back then, and
Yeah.
you bring your friends over and be excited to play the music for them and
Yeah.
like listen to it with them. And again, going back to something we brought up before is you didn't know anything else but what was played on the radio. Those were the popular songs.
Right.
That's what the
We
music
didn't have,
was.
well, we had MTV, we had the radio, and that was it. We don't have websites or anything like that. Or a lot of times, it's like for certain bands, or it's word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
You hear from somebody said this band was cool or whatever.
Yeah.
Or even if you're buying some of the magazines and James Hetfield's wearing like a Pantera shirt, and you're like, who's Pantera? Then that's when you check the Pantera out.
Yeah.
And then that's how we found out about stuff.
Sure, and it's kind of funny. It goes back. I mean, everything comes full circle in our podcast talking about it. It's like that's why you watch the news or watch TV shows, but that's why people bought magazines, because our social media back in the day was magazines. Like
Yes.
like you said, like what was the rock and roll one or Metallica, like
Headbangers Ball.
Huh?
Headbangers Ball.
Headbangers Ball, or what was the other magazine?
Oh, the Ball magazine. There was Metal Edge.
Metal-
there was
that's what it was.
Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stone. If you're on Rolling Stone, you made it. If you're in
Oh,
that
yeah.
cover. Or if you're on Metal Edge back in the day, that was like the metal magazine of like the 90s, where people were like, okay, if you're in this magazine, you're worth listening to or checking out, right?
Yeah,
It's been certified by other people.
Exactly.
They're opening it up for these headline bands and shit, and which still happens today. Like, if you're opening up for Metallica, people are going to listen to you just because Metallica has you opening up for them. Like,
right, exactly.
Like Trivium.
I mean, Metallica's got to like them songs as you should.
Yeah. Well, I told my wife this the other day. She's like, yeah, this girl opened up for Taylor Swift, and she's like, I really like her music now. Like, and it's like all the people that follow Taylor, like, she became ultra popular. And it's like, yeah, that's what these people do. Like, they put these people on the map. She's friends with her. She likes her music. She lets her open up for her and go on tour with her. And boom, bam, before you know it, she's got 100 million followers just because of that one person, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I told her the same thing. I was like, babe, I was huge in Metallica in the 90s and early 2000s because my cousin Tim showed me this guy right here we're talking to.
Yeah.
And it's like, I remember one thing on the internet said, hey, this new band opened up for Metallica. It was Trivium. And I heard them after school one day on a radio station, just listened on the internet, like an internet like streaming site. We're listening to my house, or not at my friend Steve's house. And I was like, I love this fucking band. And I'm looking at them today. Like, they opened up for them, and they said they're the closest band to Metallica since they've been open up, and they're huge. I love them. I still haven't got to see them live. I'd like to see them live, but they used to stream live on Twitch.
Yeah.
In their concerts, or they promote themselves. I used to watch them all the time. I thought it was one of the coolest things ever.
Yeah.
But like we were saying now, it's like, dude, just anybody can promote themselves nowadays anywhere.
Yeah.
But again, going back full circle, it's like whatever was on the radio is what I deemed what was cool and popular back in the day. I didn't know Casey Kasem or Z1077 in St. Louis, The Point. And then eventually we started figuring out that there was indie college radio stations or stuff that played different music. And you're like, what the fuck is this? I've never heard this before.
Right. I've heard of this, but now I get to actually hear this.
And then going back to the internet, like, you didn't listen to music on the internet. There was no internet back then, that played music stations or did anything. And then all of a sudden, we got this thing called LimeWire and Napster. And you could download artists and music, which was unbelievable. And then after that, you could listen to your favorite radio station on the internet at that back then. So you could listen to a radio station in California.
Yeah.
I used to do that and listen to different music.
Yeah.
But then funny thing was like they played the same songs.
Yeah.
They all did it, right? They're all sister stations or in cahoots with each other. Playing
same company.
Yeah, it's cool. Music, it's just a different world nowadays, dude. It's totally changed for, I don't know if it's the best or the worst, and maybe it's just because we're old and we're set in our ways, but I'm not a big fan of the way the music is adapted to nowadays. I'll continue to say it. It's probably why I'm old and listen to old music. It's probably why our parents did the same shit. Like, you guys didn't listen to hair bands and go to listen to cool stuff. You're right. We missed out on some cool times back in those concert days. Like, that's when it was like pinnacle hype of music. But I don't know. Even today, I still don't really listen to any new music.
There's like maybe two bands after 2010 I listened to. If that, I still listen to my 90s and 80s.
I wouldn't do this justice either. If like in the early 2000s when we got music, we download, like we could pirate the songs and download them. We could get the cover art off the CD, put it on a folder, and then put all the music inside the folder and make it like our own little personal library of music. That was cool. That was something that my buddy Brandon did, and he had gigabytes of these things.
We didn't have terabytes yet.
No, we have gigs and gigs, and like his whole computer would be filled up with music. I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever. And they could rip CDs or do whatever we want off it. He was the guy to go to because he just spent, hours and hours doing it. And then I remember his computer like got fried, and he was so upset that he lost all that, dude. But then, we got this thing called Amazon Music. When Amazon came out, like that's when there was a lot of indie artists down there too. I remember and listening to people. I was like, who are these people I'm listening? I've never heard of these people. Like, so it was cool.
Nothing to bring up before we go to the next one. With stuff like Spotify, if you tell Alexa to play Metallica, and they'll play Metallica and similar artists, then you get to hear other bands that sound like them, and then get turned on to them that way. Or Spotify fills up your playlist with other bands. It's like, oh shit, I never knew about these guys. No, I like these guys or whatever. So it's pretty cool that we have that capability nowadays. Back then it was really hard, but we did what we did and we survived. And that's why some of us don't know how to do that kind of shit anymore.
Yeah,
but some of us adapt to it and go along with it.
Sure. The next topic, that was a good topic. I like that one. Yeah. Anything to do with music, I always enjoy. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to have appreciation for music nowadays. I mean, not saying these kids don't, but it's like, dude, half the music they listen to, like mumble rap and some of the stuff. It's like, why? How did this become popular?
Right.
I mean, I guess I'm just old. I'm an old fucking boomer. You can make fun of me or not, but I appreciate music that's actually good music.
It's music. It's not
music.
Every 5 seconds.
Yes, exactly. Only time I want that music is, if you're in a club or in a rave or something.
And I don't even do those.
And you're doing drugs, and now they got those music festivals in the woods where people do drugs and sit up for days and fucking sleep on the floor in their random
hippies.
Tents. Yeah. Not even hippies. That's just like music festivals are huge, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Some guy said this. I'll just keep going on a fucking rant about it, but they said more kids nowadays are in debt by the time they get out of school, not because of school, because of music festivals.
Yeah.
And Coachella or Southwest by Southwest, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
It's gotten so outrageous. Like tickets are like $5,000 to go, and and they're for like 2 or 3 days. These festivals, they will let you finance your tickets and pay monthly payments on them and do all stuff to get them, and then they put fat interest rates on them. And these people get stuck in debt, and they'll do a bunch of them all year long because they're crazy. And these the girls wear the sluttiest outfits in the world. Like it's like Halloween to them when they go. Which is, if I'm a guy, I wouldn't complain if I was going, but this is why these people have no money. And they're like, I get out of school and I have all this debt. And they're like, how many of these music festivals you go to? And they're like, oh, well, I have 20 grand in debt because I went to all these music festivals. And it's like, man, just different time. There's no way I'd pay $5,000 to go watch bands all week to hang out.
Barely spent a couple hundred on the band.
Well, it's just like when there's 10,000 people there going to it and you're surrounded by people and you can't go to the bathroom, you're fighting to get food and doing all this stuff. It's like, is it really that enjoyable?
Right.
It's not enjoyable when I was a kid doing that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
I'm going to have like private seats and sit down on my seats and watch the band play and enjoy the music.
Exactly.
I know. Yeah, I'm old now, so that sounds like an old man thing to say, but it's
you.
more for the partying. I think that's why people go there, right? And the sex and the drugs and the rock and roll.
Of course.
Okay, so you put this one on here. I'll say it. This one is great because I used to do this all the time. Is reading magazines in the bathroom or shampoo bottles.
Yeah, if you didn't have anything to read with, you're like reading shampoo.
I mean, I remember times I'd see my dad in there with the newspaper shit and sitting there reading
for like an hour.
For an hour. Come to find out now, it's really bad for you. You can get hemorrhoids doing that kind of stuff. But I mean, I do it on my phone. My mom's like, "What are you doing in there?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm in here reading something on my phone." Yeah, or beating my meat.
Beat your meat.
But for the real reason, you go in there because it was something to help relax you when you go to the bathroom. Yeah, and take your mind out.
It's your throne, so if you're taking a dump, you have to be relaxed.
Well, I think the other thing about it was just like it was a place that was peace and quiet too for most men or just women, people in general. It's like reading the cereal box when you were a kid and you're eating cereal. Like you didn't have anything to do. People read the cereal box and they had games and stuff. You do it now. Yeah. Now the cereal boxes, I don't even think kids grab them and do that.
Some of them do, yeah. They don't grab kids' attention enough to do them.
Little kids, yes.
Yeah.
Adolescents, no.
Remember when they used to have the free little toys? That's that kind of drawn us on to doing that. If it said you get your send away for free Batman bank or whatever, some shit like random shit. It was a lot of cool stuff. I would do that all the time. But of course, you had to buy 4 or 5 boxes sometimes to get the UPC code and what have you.
Yeah, turn in some of UPCs and you can get a free thing. That was cool. I think there's a couple times me and my sister collected I don't know how many boxes of cereal to get something cool. Yeah, it sent it in, they would send it back.
Yeah, I got a Ghostbusters record for the second one, a little 45 or 33, whatever they're called. I got, like I said, Batman Bank. I got there was a lot of cool fucking shit you could send away for it. It was free, but as long as you bought the cereal.
Like there's this guy I follow for video games. I think I've sent him to you before, but he opened up his own video game store and does all this stuff. Well, he randomly got in a Mountain Dew Xbox 360, which is the most rare of the rare ones you get. And the only way you could get it was if you collected, I think it was like 1,000 or like 10,000 bottle caps of Mountain Dew and sent it in by a certain time. They would give you a green controller, like the Mountain Dew color, and a specialized Mountain Dew Xbox. And there was only so many, like, limited to get these people to get them. And it was in mint condition. And this thing is worth, I don't know.
Thousands.
No, like $20,000-$30,000 it's worth.
Christ.
And he bought it. I think he got like half off it because no one pays retail in these stores for anything. But it was funny because the guy was like, yeah, I actually collected these. Like, I actually did all this, collected and got it. But I never played it and used it. Like, I know it works. He's like, I played it and put it in, but I put it back in the box. And he's like, it just sat there, and it was something I treasured that I had. And they're very rare and very hard to find. Yeah. And I don't know if I said this on this podcast or maybe we just talked about it in general, but some guy was going through like a random like house or something like out in the middle of nowhere, and he found like old Mountain Dew bottles, and he opened up the cap, and one of them had, you won a free like 64 or like a free Super Nintendo or a GameCube or something like that. I think it was a Super Nintendo back in the day when it was Mountain Dew. And he's like, this is cool. And he actually contacted Mountain Dew and said, do you still have this? And they said, yeah, we still honor these, and sent it in, and they sent him a fucking console back for it. And he was like, I got a brand new like custom one that was from Mountain Dew, and they're like, no way that you found this and got this, or maybe it was this 360 or something like that. Like, I still remember, and kids won't know this too.
Do you know the Pepsi guy? Did you hear about the Pepsi guy?
No.
Pepsi had a thing where if you bought a case, a can, or whatever, it's called Pepsi points, and you save these points.
I do remember the Pepsi points.
Kind of like they were like Marble Miles, kind of thing. And the guy actually, one of the prizes was the commercial was a Pepsi Jet, and the guy had enough to get the jet, and they wouldn't honor it.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. I think he took him to court and won.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot he won a couple of 100,000 or something like that.
It was more than that. It was the price of the jet he got out of it.
But it's just like, why would you want a jet in the first place? But two, that'd be
fucking
cool to have one.
You pay a pilot to take you privately, fly around the world. You know. But still, it's how much Pepsi was that? Well, there was a lot of Pepsi, but I think the amount of Pepsi you count was even close to the amount of fucking what the jet cost. I remember seeing that story, and I think it was on YouTube. I might go home and rewatch that. That was actually pretty funny. Was that a Netflix documentary too?
I think so.
I think that's where I saw it, and then I rewatched the story somewhere else. But yeah, the Pepsi points. I'm going back to what we're talking about with this was the kids that don't have no idea. I wish they would bring that shit back. That was half the reason people like going to Taco Bell. Yeah. Like, win this Xbox 360, win this PlayStation 3, come to Taco Bell.
When I was there, they still had it, but I'm not sure they still do or not.
I don't think they do. I think it's gone.
Okay.
I don't think I haven't.
I wouldn't doubt it. Well, because Taco Bell was owned by Pepsi. So they had.
I think it still is. I think it is because I think that's the exclusive Baja Blast was there forever, and it was huge with the Halo community and gaming community. We go get a Taco Bell.
Even when PS3 came out, the same thing. Because a lot of people would ask us, "Can I get an extra box for what?" I need an extra box for my food. And, no, you want the code, don't you? No, you can't.
Yeah.
I think one of our
Did any of your Taco Bells or your location ever give out and someone win any of the?
No, but I had to fire a guy over it.
Why? He would open them up.
He would open the boxes, or he would put the boxes together and then steal the code, and then turn the code in. He never won anything, but I had to fire him for that because that was way illegal.
Yeah.
Way, because we could have got fucked over by Pepsi.
Sure.
Whoever the thing was for.
Well, come to find out, like a lot of these places, I think they knew which place they sent these things to.
I don't think they know. It's more of.
No, they knew. Like when it was a big prize, the GM or somebody they would trust to go to Taco Bell or McDonald's or whatever it was and place it there, and they would know somebody from that area was going to win off that scratch off. Now, if they turned it in was one other thing, but they knew what location they would go to. Like, have you ever seen the McDonald's?
That's shady.
Yeah, have you ever seen the McDonald's like game documentary on HBO?
Yeah.
Like they know the guy who would carry the winning ticket for the $1 million prize or whatever it was, and they knew where it went or whatever, and they started giving out to his family, friends of friends to go turn it in and win, and he would take the percentage of the money away from them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's always a scam artist thing. But, yeah, I remember my neighbor won a free vacation from McDonald's.
Nice.
Off Park Place. Not Park Place, but just off the Monopoly board. And I do remember one of my friends winning something from Taco Bell, like a console or something. They got like
Yeah, they do consoles all the time.
consoles or like a controller or something he won from like a pull tab or scratch off, whatever the fuck they were. What are they called?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Not scratch off, full tab though.
Yeah, but that was something cool. Like,
Yeah.
I wish the kids got the experience nowadays, right, man? That was just, it was exciting. It's like Taco Bell or McDonald's was cool enough going to. It was getting exciting, go get good food, but it's like the chance of winning something it drew people in.
Yeah.
You know, there's something that draws me to go to those places anymore.
Yeah. Not even barely food anymore.
Yeah. We've discussed this before, but calling the movie theater and waiting on movie times.
Yeah, that was such a pain in the ass because you had to sit there and listen to the entire. Thank you for calling into Theater 16 here in St. Charles, Missouri.
Yeah.
But showing Michael Myers Halloween at 7:30, 8:30, and all that shit. Sitting through all the movies and all the times until you hear your movie. And if you didn't hear it right, if the phone clicked out or whatever, somebody yelling at you,
you
had to hang up and call right back again.
I do remember that. And I know we kind of, anybody that listens to our podcast that really cares, it's like, I know we did a podcast, it's like things kids will never get to experience today. We probably repeated some of this stuff because whatever we do.
Yeah.
So if you don't like it,
we're old.
huh?
We're old. It happens.
Yeah, if you don't like it, fuck off.
Right.
But the movie theater one is one between the newspaper and calling the there for the times, and they have to click the button, and eventually, after they loop through it and they loop through all the times, you got to listen to it again. Sometimes you just hang up because it would take longer not to listen to. You'd hang up the phone and call back again to get the movie times. And eventually, they got smart enough with like a call tree where it's like press 1 for the movie time for this one, press 2 for this, and you could repeat it then. Before it was like you had to listen to it in a fucking constant circle.
Right.
That was annoying.
Oh yeah. Okay. Those were the days though.
They were the fun days, man, and just sometimes
we dealt with what we had.
Dude, there would be times where my mom would be like, their movies at 4 o'clock at the movie theater, and they would drop us off at 2 o'clock or 2:30 to go up for an hour and a half early to go get our seats and sit in line and go play games, get our food, and then you would sit in line and you drink and eat all your food and have to piss before you even get in the movie theater, and you have to go back in line and get your free refills and stuff like that. But like, that was an adventure kids will never experience. Like, I still remember going on dates with girls and going and standing in line early to get up there.
Yeah.
Or meeting our girlfriends or friends up there, and they would be already sitting in line like, hey, come get in line with us. And people would get pissed. We would
cut in line,
cut in line. It's like, fuck off. Like, that's what people do.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Right.
Like, we were trying to get laid back then. What are you guys trying to do?
Well, nowadays it's so easy.
Trying to touch a boob.
There's everything nowadays is easier because they have the assigned seating.
Seating, you can't complain. Like, that is a great
invention.
And
then that is awesome.
That's
and
one of the best
chairs too. God, dude.
That's one of the best inventions for the movie theaters. I really hope in 2026, with all the great movies that are coming out from just Marvel movies and just other things I've seen, they get some more butts and seats coming back because it keeps ebbing and flowing. Like, for a while, movies are getting really hyped up and they're getting really hyped down because I saw Netflix just bought out Paramount.
Yeah.
For like $60 billion.
HBO, Paramount, all that.
For like $60 billion, they bought them out for.
Yeah.
With a B. Like, that's a lot of fucking dough and cash. Like, they're really trying to capitalize on the movie world.
They need to.
Netflix might just be the new Hollywood.
Yeah.
Sorry to say, but it's like Hollywood might just be for movies, and Netflix might be for all the movies that are streaming.
Netflix is starting to make more movies too. If you notice.
Yeah, they are.
So.
And a lot of actors, A-list actors, B-list actors, and stuff. They're coming A-list actors.
Chappelle's on there.
They're all going to Netflix, getting paid
to
do these movies, or just getting paid because they want to create stuff, and Hollywood won't greenlight and do anything.
Exactly. Netflix. I can't say they don't have any limits, but they have. Their limits can stretch out a lot further than Hollywood would.
Sure, and they have a lot of reoccurring income coming in because everybody has streaming services. Not everybody's going to movie theaters anymore, man. It just sucks. Yeah. I don't think the movie theater are going anywhere. I just
honestly, it's the prices. Mm-hmm. If it's almost like $50 now just to go get a soda or a popcorn and a movie and the ticket. That's it. You know, it's ridiculous that the prices are gone that's fucking high, because then you could just wait 2-3 months when the movie's on DVD now. And then buy 3-4 copies for the same price.
The funny thing is, like, even with movies nowadays, they're so terrible. Like, they'll go straight to DVD in like 2 or 3 weeks or a month after the theater. And it's like that never happened when we were kids.
Oh yeah, we had to wait 6 to 8 months, even wait till Christmas. Mm-hmm. It was ridiculous.
Yep.
What about having 2 or 3 movies on one VCR tape?
I do remember that. I remember having 2 or 3 movies, and you would take a piece of tape and like put it over it, and you would write, and you would write on the movie theater or on the stuff like it's this movie, and this movie, or it's just this movie, or put on there in big bold letters: "Do not tape over."
Yeah.
Do not tape over.
Randy's dance recital or something.
Yeah, Randy's dance recital. Don't tape over. Mom and Dad's wedding. Do not.
Well, I
take
remember
over.
a lot of people don't remember this, or probably because it was such a minor thing. Was there a little tab on the side, on the front of the
Oh
tape?
yeah, I remember.
If you popped it off, you can't
record-
record over it. If you put tape over that, you could record over it.
So I remember if you popped it off, you could record.
No, you could not.
You could not
You
record.
had to put tape over it to do it, because that's how cassette tapes were the same way.
No. I remember this. Like if the little insert, it was like perfect square.
Yeah,
If you could take it off.
that's if you could take it off, you can't record over it.
Right, you can't record over it, but yeah,
Right.
that's why you put the piece of tape over it,
Right,
And it
to
would
cover that up, so the little thing, the little
VC.
lever doesn't hit it,
Yeah.
and then so you can hit record.
Yes.
Yeah, because a lot of times we'd buy like kiddie movies, and then once we grew up, we covered that little piece up with put a porn tape on it, and it looks like a kids movie.
Yeah, that's true. That's funny. The
You know?
orange Rugrats VCR is now turned into
Debbie Does Dallas.
yeah,
or,
Debbie
you know,
Does Dallas.
you know, that kind of shit.
That's funny.
The hard part was just not labeling it so you know what it was.
Sure. Yeah, dude. God, those were funny days, man.
Great days.
I still always remember that. Like that's burned in my brain. Like everybody knows the orange VCR case was a Rugrats movie. Like it was like the only one in the history of like VHS tapes that was like an orange.
After a while, Memorex started coming out with different colored. I think after that, even Memorex started coming out with different colored tapes, just so you can record or whatever, so they stand out more.
Sure.
I know they had green ones and red ones because I remember our copy of Beetlejuice was on the green one.
Oh really?
Yeah,
That makes sense.
it's fun shit.
I remember just the movies in general. Like it was a big deal to have a VCR with a recorder on it and do all
Yes.
that kind of stuff. And it was
Or
like
the double one, so you could record off another one.
yeah, I do remember the double one when we were kids.
Even the tape rewinders.
Yeah,
those
tape
were cool.
rewinders. You could rewind your tape really quick. And I also remember, I don't know why this is always sticks in my brain. My dad always had to have a cool sound system to hook up
fuck yeah,
with
dude.
it, right, with the speakers and
course,
everything.
yeah.
We got surround sound. It's like, Dad, why would we ever want to watch Rugrats and surround sound? It's like,
Exactly.
It's just cool.
It's
Like,
just
you know, he like watching Top Gun and stuff on it, but it's like
yeah, that's understandable, but not Rugrats or
yeah,
Bumpin' Babies.
VHS, man. I wish that would come back. I mean,
it is coming back just very slowly, but it's not as big. It might be one of these days.
sure.
And after that was Laserdisc and all that shit. So
Mhm.
we'll see what happens because everything goes around, comes around. Vinyl made it back, so I don't see why not.
Yeah. Okay. That I put it on here, so although we can remove this from our list, but it's like collecting soda tabs, save up for prize, and Pepsi.
Yeah, we talked
SNES
about
story in
that.
2025. It's crazy that the guy got it in 2025 and they still honored it. That's what I was saying. Like he was just looking through random like caps and stuff. I don't know if it was like a abandoned house or something. He found it. It was something random, and it went viral all over the internet. And like,
sale or something, yeah.
yeah, school starting the day after Labor Day, ended first week of June. Yeah, dude, that was like it was ingrained in everybody's school, everything else. Now everybody's school does their own thing.
Exactly.
Some schools go to back a week earlier than other schools. Some a week off earlier. Like for my son, like this week, he's off from Thursday to the rest of the year for school.
Yeah.
It's like
What the fuck,
That's
man?
that's a long winter break. Like we got a week and a half, 2 weeks, which I guess that's kind of what it is. It's
Back
2
then
weeks.
it was nice for us.
Hmm?
Back then that was nice for us. to get that
Sure.
much.
Most of the time it was cold outside. There wasn't shit to do. You sit inside and play video games, and you go to your friend's
Snow
house.
day, man.
Huh? Snow days.
Yeah.
South Park snow day.
Nowadays it barely even snows on Christmas anymore.
That's true. It snows. Well, this year in St. Louis is weird. It's like we got snow super early, and the weather, and now all of a sudden it's going to go back to 50 to 60 degrees outside. It's like, God damn, I'm going to get sick again. I just know it. I just know from the weather, my sinuses going to get all fucked up. But
Exactly.
yeah, every school is weird nowadays. Like, and what is weird, I found out some private schools or just some other schools, they follow public school schedules.
Yeah.
So like if Francis Howe in St. Louis is off for a snow day, they take off for the snow day.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
It's because you got to think about. I don't know if they're benefiting for the kids, or the teachers, or whatever. But think about it. If a school was one school was closed and the other one wasn't, all those kids who were going to school are going to be pissed off, or they're going to be the kids who actually had to stay home. They didn't have the internet teaching or whatever tools that they have nowadays. Then the kids who didn't go to school are going to be behind, because they didn't learn anything, because they didn't have their lesson for that day, and the teachers sometimes just skipped right over it. And then whenever they went back to school, they had to do like double duty, because they had to hurry up and catch up with the kids who were already who went to school. And plus a lot of parents probably didn't want to do it, or the teachers couldn't make it. The rumor, I don't know if it ever what the exact thing for it was for our school, for our elementary school and stuff like that is if the principal couldn't get out of his driveway, that means you couldn't go. You didn't have to go to school.
I totally forgot about that. That's like an old wives' tale.
Yeah, a lot of kids who knew our principal in elementary school. In fact,
go fill his fucking driveway up with snow.
Exactly. He thought they were just sitting there, just shoveling his driveway. Nope, they're putting shit in your driveway.
That's hilarious. I would do that too. Put all the snow under his tires so he can't back out.
Exactly.
Sorry, we can't go to school.
Exactly.
Principal's stuck at home.
But then after a while, since it was a school district, it was a school district's decision if so and so did that, if we didn't go to school or not.
That's funny.
Which was just ridiculous sometimes because, like you said, a lot of kids were going to school. A lot of them weren't.
School to me, it's different. Like
it's so different.
It's just a different thing, and we'll just go into this next topic. It just bleeds in the same time. But summer break was 3 months, not 2 months.
Yes,
we've probably talked about it many times on the podcast. But
first week of June until Labor Day, you knew the day after Labor Day, the Monday after Labor Day, you went to school, or the Tuesday.
Well, the funny thing was, it's like kids, they'll never get to experience it because of what's changed now. But also, they get off more throughout the year than we got off. Yeah. So, like, it kind of ebbs and flows, right? Like, you got 3 months for summer, but now they get, like, a week for spring break. They get 2 weeks for Christmas break. They get a week for fall break. They get a week for, I don't know, some other made-up shit, whatever, and some random Fridays and stuff. Like, we didn't get that much off. We, like, they get off for Martin Luther King Day now and, like, other stuff that we never got off for. Yeah. So, it's weird, but I guess that's why they've changed it, But teachers still get 3 months off in the summer or whatever. Or no, they don't. They only get 2 months now or something.
I don't know. I think two.
Whatever. I guess they get the same thing that kids get off.
Still,
but it sucks because, well, I like the kids being home for 3 months, but after 2 months, I'm kind of glad I'm like, get the fuck out of the house. Like, I'm saying at the same time, like,
because they're stuck in the house.
You need a sanity check. Well, you're always doing shit and, like, going on vacations and doing, you're trying to entertain the kids all day, so it gets old, but I love it, and it's a love-hate relationship with that kind of stuff. Like, it gets to a point, it's like, okay, you guys have been here too long. Like, just
go outside.
Get out. But, yeah, it sucks because we got to experience it.
Yeah.
Though our 3 month summers were the most glorious thing in the world. Riding our bikes around, getting in trouble, doing stuff. Like, in the 3 months, when you're a kid, it took forever. But, like, as a parent now, they would probably just fly by, like, every other thing that happens nowadays.
Right, exactly. It's sad. That's the way it goes now. It's the way things are nowadays.
It sucks because you're only a kid once, and they should get, like, maybe when they get older they get the 3 months, and they get younger they don't get the 2 months. But that would everything's about money when it comes to school.
Right. Exactly.
So I don't think that will ever change. I wish it would.
Yeah.
But it won't.
It won't. Yeah.
It was a fun time though. Like, it just did 3 months of shit, and again, it's like our parents should just let us go away and get away with murder and do whatever. And nowadays,
just be home by the lights come on.
Nowadays, like, I because we had a scare not too long ago with my son getting at the hockey rink. I couldn't find him. He was missing for an hour. Him and his buddy. We thought someone took him, but they were trying to get into the Blues locker room. They're by the door, like smushing the door open, trying to squeeze through it and shit. I'm like, and I couldn't see him because he was on the ground. It's like it's behind one of these rinks. Yeah. We thought someone took him, dude. I was really afraid. And after that happened, we put Apple AirTags in their shoes.
Good.
Both the kids. So it's just like, if anything did happen, like, we know where they're at still at all times or whatever. I threw one in, like, in his hockey bag and some other stuff. I don't care from one of those parents that nowadays, why not use the technology so we, just in case shit happens. Kids are stupid.
Exactly.
So
they're not going to look in their shoes for it.
No, they have no idea. They just think it's in their, it's part of their shoe.
Right. Just hopefully, whoever, if they ever get kidnapped, they're not listening to this podcast, so they know where it's at.
Yeah. So I'll say my next topic. So we'll get off the summer break and stuff, but like, man, it's just a good time. I wish kids got the 3 months. That always bothered me was as I getting older.
Yeah.
No, I know you think I'm a pussy for this, but posters falling off your wall at night and scaring the shit out of you. The only reason I say that, and it might be different, is because I slept in my basement for a long time, and my basement was pretty big.
Yeah.
And I would sleep in pitch black dark with the fan on.
Yeah. You had no windows.
And I had no windows, and I'd have like 50 posters, and then you would hear you would just sit there and be sleeping, and you would hear some and it just fall off and hit the ground,
or touch you,
or like fall off and touch you, or whatever, or scare the shit out of the dog, and they're barking at something, growling. You're like, what the fuck is going on down here? Half the time I was high or probably out of my mind, waking up and shit, and I don't know why. It just scared the shit out of me, dude. And I always had creepy shit happen in my house all the time. Yeah. So
Well,
I always thought-
your mom's always believed in that shit, so you never know.
Yeah, I believe in it too. I think there's just too much weird shit that used to happen in our house that would scare the fuck out of me. Like, and people that believe in ghosts or not, but dude, like at least 4 times there's things that happen in my house. I'll just say it. You can believe me or not. I don't care. I was a kid. And this one, I was like 12 to 15. Things happened. Like, my fans used to shut off in my room. My TVs would turn on and the volume would go up super loud. We had a cross in the hallway that fell off the wall and was shattered in a million pieces. And it was fucking wild. In our bathroom all the time, things would just fall over in our bathroom. Like we would sit in there at 3 o'clock in the morning, and we had cats and shit back then, but the cats weren't upstairs.
Right.
There'd be like 9 shampoo bottles would just fall over in the tub for no reason. Just crash in the middle of the tub. And we're like, what the fuck is going on? Or TVs would just turn off randomly on and off the house. Music would turn on. Radios would turn on.
Right.
That's what my experience was with it. I don't know if it still happens to my parents nowadays. It doesn't happen at my house. Never happened. But my mom and dad's house, always weird shit happened. So I'm not the only person that's had these weird experiences and stories. But there's something weird that happened at my parents' house. Maybe. So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's another reason I was always fucking scared when I was a kid. I was like, God damn, like, is it this or is it just my, my mind playing tricks on me? So
right. Exactly.
Well,
I always had hot girls on my ceiling. I remember one of them was Medusa from WCW back in the day. I always thought she was like the hottest fucking thing.
she wore all black, right?
No.
Who was that? Was that Sable? Always wear all black and
Yeah,
leather?
that was Sable and
Her big old tits.
Yeah, it was before her.
Uh-huh.
Had her on the ceiling, and I forgot who else. I know. Eventually, I started getting like into Cindy Crawford and Pam Anderson. They were just on my ceiling, and I didn't understand why guys did that until I grew up. It's the last thing you see when you go to sleep.
Sure.
So you dream about her, or get your wet dream about them or whatever.
Always like wet dreams.
Oh yeah, always. And as you can see, I still put up posters and flags for everything else. So it's I've always had decoration like that because I never liked wallpaper or fucking actual like photos.
Mm-hmm.
I know like people like to cut up photos of their friends and put collages on their wall. I'll put Creepshow or Metallica on there. I don't give a fuck.
Sure.
I've always been like that. It's just the way I am. I never liked just plain fucking walls. It bugs you right now. The wall behind you is white, but it's got stuff on it.
I never liked it either, dude. My room was always in my basement. I always had some of the coolest posters. I had.
You
I remember
had a lot of car ones.
Huh?
You had a lot of car ones. I remember that.
I had some cool car ones. Like I always wanted a Subaru WRX when I was a kid. My dad got me one from when they first came to Nissan. I remember I had one. I had a giant gangster one on the wall, like the huge ones on my wall where I had like Tony Soprano, and I had.
You had blacklight posters too, didn't you?
Yeah, blacklight posters, but I had like what else did I have on there? I had like Scarface, and I had Goodfellas, and just the Rat Pack, and like some other people playing stuff, and then I had some bands, but then I also had I had blacklight posters on the wall.
I think everybody did.
Yeah, that was just a cool thing. Like that's something we could put on there. Kids don't do blacklights anymore.
Right.
Lava lamps and all that kind of shit that we used to grow up with, like the Spencer Gifts type shit you see or whatever. God, Spencer Gifts is such a vibe and cool place.
Fuck yeah.
It's that is like 90s nostalgia encapsulated right away in that fucking place.
And that store had everything. If you grew up in the 90s, everything you wanted. I'm not sure so much about music, like the physical music, but they had bands, shirts, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But anything you wanted that you wanted to look cool with, you got from Spencer's.
I agree. Shirts, funny meme shirts back in the day that they still have nowadays. Band shirts,
birthday cards with tits on them and stuff like
cards,
that.
dildos, or
the
fake
blacklight posters, the band posters,
handcuffs with fucking pink lace on them and stuff like that. Were just like junk handcuffs, like a lot of like gag gifts.
Yeah, the flavored lube.
Yeah.
For blowjobs and stuff like that.
Yeah, just
cool shit. Like if you wanted to be cool, you went to Spencer's.
I think it's funny that they're still around and they're still profitable in the malls. Yep. Like I saw Sbarro's come back to a lot of malls and places.
Wow, really?
I've heard a lot of places talking about getting rid of outlet malls and going back to inner malls and trying to get people to come back into the malls. They really do. I would go and support that 100% and take my kids all the time, which we haven't went yet. Like this is be the first year, and now I'm thinking about it, I might go this week or next week. I might go up to the mall and go shopping just to go randomly walk around the mall and find some stuff that I haven't found. I just like to window shop and see things, right? I might just bring Lincoln with me and go around and do some stuff. Okay. But going back to what we were saying was, what were we saying?
Posters.
Oh, yeah.
Spencer's.
Yeah,
posters.
Just posters and stuff. I've always been the guy that's wants to decorate his room. Like, sorry, not sorry. Like, I'm just one of those dudes. Like, I like to have cool shit around me, like the stuff I like. Like, we grew up with posters. We grew up with putting cool things on the wall. Girls grew up with like ripping guys out of their magazines and putting them on the wall. Guys did the same thing with hot girls. I had hot girls on the wall too at one point in my upstairs room. Downstairs, I don't know why I never brought the posters down. Like the hot girl that's in her bikini in front of a car or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, or washing the car.
Or washing the car or whoever it was. You know, Cindy Crawford back in the day was like that girl. And but she was Pam Anderson. Wasn't Cindy Crawford like in the Pepsi commercials all the time?
Yeah.
God, she was so hot back then. God damn.
Her daughter's in American Horror Story.
That's right. She's in American Horror Story.
Looks almost like her. It's like, God damn, she's so fucking close.
Does she have the beauty mark too?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think
it's kind of weird that mole in that spot was considered a beauty mark, but like Cindy Crawford with it, like was like without it, she wouldn't look as hot to me for some reason.
Because that's what made her. That's what that's what people recognize. Because a lot of people didn't have that. Marilyn had one. I have one. Fuck. You know, and it sets you apart from everybody else. Some people think it is like an ugly mole looking thing, but other people think like, God damn, that fucking. I wish I was that beauty mark. You know, on her face.
I remember so many girls wanting beauty, and then it became a thing with they would take a pencil and put a beauty mark on their face.
Yes,
that was like an in thing with the girls to do too.
Yes, and then they start drawing on their eyebrows and all the other shit.
And then they started drawing on their pussy and putting it on there.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that was cool. Like that was the poster thing will always be cool with me. I still like getting posters now. Yeah. I mean, dude, I'm such a nerd about it. Like talking about the CD thing that we talked about a little bit earlier with music. You remember that you sent me a South Park CD case from some lady in Moscow Mills or something like that was going to buy one here in St. Louis. Yeah. She wanted like it was originally like it came out in like 2004, and she sold the tags and everything on it. Told her I'd buy it. I sent her $20 and she shipped it to me. I'll have it here in a couple days. Like, cool. I don't even know if I have any CDs to put in it. I just want it for the nostalgia memory because I never had that when I was a kid. I always wanted one. I was like, oh, this is fucking cool. Yeah. I'll throw it in my computer drawer and any type of like old school like games or anything. I'm gonna put like I think I'm gonna collect it and put old school games in like Roller Coaster Tycoon and like stupid shit. I'll put in there.
I need to start sending you the Ninja Turtle shit. I'm starting to get. I was looking at one time. I looked at a Ninja Turtles Discman with the original headphones and everything.
That's cool.
I was looking at that. And then now all of a sudden I get everything Ninja Turtles.
Somebody said to me today that just stood out. Just talking about like old
dildo.
Huh?
6-foot dildo.
But yeah. Like you know, like people were like, "Oh yeah, the '80s like seemed like it was far ago." Like every time I hear the '90s, I feel like it was like a 10 years ago thing.
Not even that, yeah.
And someone goes today, it's like, "Hey, just a reminder, like it's close to 2026. 1996 was 30 years ago for all you old people that keep, that still think they're like living in the '90s. Like, God, dude, '96 was 30 years ago. I was 8 years old back then, or 9 years old. You know,
you want a big mind fuck for me even?
What?
Once we hit 2026 in 2028 will be my school's 30th school reunion.
That's
I've been out of school 30 fucking years. Right now, 28 years.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like, fuck, dude.
School because school's such a big part of our life. You spend so much waking moments.
At least 12 years, at school. More. You go kindergarten through the 12th grade. Even some people went to college.
Yeah.
It's just like, God damn, dude. It's not even half my life.
And you got to count preschool and all that shit
too.
Exactly. And you go to kindergarten and everything.
It's just a mind fuck.
I can't believe my son's going to be almost out of first grade and in second grade, dude. But
God, dude, shut up.
I know, it's weird. But yeah, like this year was my 20th year high school reunion. I graduated in 2005. Yeah. And did we talk about this at all on the podcast?
We might have talked to each other about it.
Maybe. It was surreal seeing it, and we actually put it like in a place to go, but like nobody from my school went. There's a bunch. I mean, there's some people I remember from school that went, but it was a bunch of like people I didn't even know in my grade. We had so many people. Don't know who any of these people were. I'm sure they brought along their spouses. They went to like some random bar out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. And everyone dressed up and it looked nice, but like it didn't have the outreach. It's like, what happened to having high school reunions at your high school? Yeah. Like in your
that's the thing. Hollywood glamorize the class reunions. Mm-hmm. They were at the school. They had some of the teachers come back. They had everybody who was anybody was there. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, you can't find anybody. Mm-hmm. I know my problem with my 25th anniversary or reunion was that I wasn't popular, so I wasn't invited. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, fuck you anyway, because I was in my school's Facebook page, and they were looking for kids for the graduate '98, whatever. And they said if any of you were on these the Hazelwood Central
Yeah.
boards, whatever. Let us know. We'll invite you to the thing. And I looked at the entire list. I'm like, nope. I'm looking at all these fucking people. I go, I got my boys who I've had since junior high, and they're not going, so I'm not going. Fuck it. I'm not popular. I don't give a fuck. Plus, it was $200 to get into the place it was.
Yeah.
Not counting they wanted you to rent a tux. It's like, no, I'm not spending $300-$400 for one fucking night with people I don't even fucking give a shit about.
Yeah. This is my stance on it. I agree with what you just said 100%. Like, I think the tickets for ours were like $75 because it included like food and drinks or whatever,
Yeah.
which makes sense. Whatever.
Yeah,
it's
that's-
hosted,
yeah.
that's how they're making their money at the venue and probably paying for it.
Right.
Our class president, that was, class presidents are supposed to run it all.
Yeah.
She lives out in Springfield. It was one of my best friends growing up. I always had a crush on her, and like she had a crush on me, back and forth, whatever. We never did anything or hooked up or anything, but we've always been lifelong friends. And I messaged her, and I haven't talked to her in a while, and I said, "Are you going to plan this?" She's like, I didn't plan on going, but she's like, I might go, but I have nothing to do with the planning, Randy. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay. So and my wife's like, well, why do you want to go? It's like, I know I keep up all the friends I had in high school, like through social media, like, and they're all acquaintances now, but it's like, I just wanted to go to see where people really were, like, have a real conversation outside the fake Facebook shit.
Right.
To actually see, like, how people are doing, like, what's going on in their life.
Right.
See people I didn't know and actually maybe just mingle and talk to some people. I wasn't very popular in high school. I was kind of like in the middle where I tried to be cool with everyone I've said.
Yeah.
I was nice to everyone. I wasn't Mr. Popular. I wasn't Mr. GQ, but I wasn't Mr. Not popular either. I was just
Bender from Breakfast Club.
yeah, I tried to be a nice guy in person to everybody. I was a hockey player and a stoner. Everyone's like, oh, Randy's a big stoner. It's like, yeah, who cares? I was a pothead back then.
Everybody was.
Not everybody was. Some people were like, he's a drug dealer and all this stuff. I remember some people that didn't even know, like, yeah, you're a pothead drug dealer. I was like, who told you that?
Right.
It's like, just because I smoke weed, that's like me saying just because you drink alcohol or because you like something, you're a fucking nerd. It's like the way people stereotyped you back in high school
Yeah.
was just unbelievable. Yeah. And that was my only reason I really wanted to go, because it was like, oh, you should go back. And I haven't talked to these people in 20 years. But then I saw the names, a list on there, the same reason you did. I'm like, I don't know any of these people. Like, where's all the people that I hung out with? Like, nobody wants to go because everybody knows what people are doing nowadays. And the people, like you were saying, like you're friends with, you keep up with. So what's the point of going? I don't know. It was always told to us as a kid, like a story, like, go back to these. Like, it's good to go back and talk about your memories and relive some of the past and just, take a trip down memory lane or nostalgia lane and discuss things like, oh, I forgot about that. People bring up stories you forget about.
Yeah.
Like, and it'd be cool to hear like what people thought of you back then. Like, I used to always think you were like really popular or really cute, or I used to think you did this, and it's like you got to hear those from adults' mouths back then.
Right.
And then.
And that's what sucks sometimes, because the hot girl tells you that she had a crush on you. It's like, God damn it, what are you telling me?
Yeah. Or you maybe get lucky and you get to smash a hot girl you never got to smash back then. You see those like in the movies, like, oh, I always liked that girl, and she found out she liked you, and like they hook up and do stuff on it. It's like
The nerdy girl turns into the fucking hot girl. It's like, oh, man.
Yeah,
what
and the hot girl's the big fat whale now that used to make fun of all
12 kids.
Yeah.
My problem was, too, I know when I was talking to the boys about it, my friends about it, was that we would thought it'd be a popularity contest because we think Randy Orton would just show up and everybody would be going gaga over him.
Uh-huh.
It's like, yeah, whatever.
He probably didn't. He was probably too cool to school to come back to school and do that.
I didn't know. I didn't pay attention.
That was another thing. It's like you want to see where all these people are, and like I'll be frank about this, and this is funny. It's not even just me. It's an inside joke with a lot of people. It's like there's this guy from our high school, not naming names. He's always been Mr. Popular since he was there. He was like played on football. He banged a lot of girls, whatever, and stuff. Like he liked to work out and all the other stuff. And it's like he was like macho man cool because he worked out and did all this stuff. And it's like even to this day, like he acts like he's an entrepreneur. People like dick ride him still since high school. Like he's the coolest guy in St. Charles, Missouri, or whatever, that went to our school and stuff. And he hasn't changed one bit. He might have grown up. He might be a little bit more adultish, but he feeds off of that attention and needs like narcissism type stuff, narcissistic type behavior. And he's always showing off, like, I bought a new house, I got this cool car. And then I come to talk to people from our high school, and they're like, yeah, he's the biggest douchebag in the world. Like, like, people who post about themselves the most and talk about themselves and materialistic shit usually are people that are most unhappy. And he might be really happy deep down or something like that, but it's like he's seeking attention and validation from everybody else.
Money doesn't buy happiness.
Well, we found that out, and it's like it makes things life easier, but at the same time, it doesn't make you happy.
Right, exactly.
I mean, how many people do you know they're multimillionaires and billionaires that are suicidal and depressed, and they have everything in the world given to them?
Exactly.
So, anyway, going off our long rant, it would be cool to go back to a high school reunion. Kids nowadays, I don't think they do high school reunions. Like Laura's class, my wife did the same thing. they were split down the middle, and they wanted to have two different parties, two different places. And Laura's like, we're not going. Like, I'm not doing this. There's no
Right.
point to go. So, yeah, fuck them until they die.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
what was your word? Fuck them.
Fuck 'em.
Okay, so next topic kind of still bleeds into our topic for the year-end wrap-up, whatever, about kids and just stuff like the beginning. This is my topic. The beginning of the internet and what was the cool things you and your friends would do online?
We'll go to your list of websites that the people I used to. The websites everybody went to was so common. Like you said, we had the LimeWire, stuff like that. We didn't have Facebook yet, or even we didn't even have MySpace yet because nobody had any kind of social media that we did. But all of us were word of mouth of websites to go to. LimeWire, Rotten.com. Everybody with the fucking Rotten.com.
Yep.
That was I think still one of the coolest websites, even though I'm demented like that. For you people who don't know, Rotten.com basically showed pictures of death, people in like car accidents or whatever, and
Car accidents or
body parts,
gunfights, or
basically blood and gore, real life blood and gore.
yeah, they were taken probably from people who are like forensic people at a scene and something. People got the footage, corners, stuff like that.
Yeah,
that website I don't exist anymore, but
I don't think it does. But
one of the other topics we had on here, it kind of just bleeds into the same thing that what we do with our friends is like most popular websites in early 2000s. I'll just bring them up because we're talking about it now, and we can just go back and forth.
Yeah.
The websites I remember that were huge, like you said already, one was Rotten.com, huge website. Everybody at school talked about it. It was like this no website you can't go to or whatever.
Right.
Reddit was like starting to become a thing.
Oh God!
Back in the early.
Yeah, that was before. What was the one before Reddit? Was it Tumblr?
Tumblr was what was the website, like he had like cool art and things you can make fun of them, do stuff.
Yeah, there's a whole thread of people giving their opinions and whatnot.
Yeah, Reddit was huge. It was the biggest one, and now it's the biggest one in the world nowadays. Reddit for subreddits and threads on everything. You can find anything on all that bullshit. But that was big. Imgur was big. Now, okay, so if people don't know, like, the cool thing about growing up in the early days of the early 90s, 2000s of the internet was the there was no such thing of like everybody knew what a meme was.
Yeah.
Right? Like everybody has memes now, whatever. But back then, Imgur was a place where people created memes. And it was like an underground website for memeing. And people didn't know what it was. Like me and my friends would send it back and forth and laugh and do all this shit. But I remember my sister and people asked me, like, what's Imgur? What are you guys laughing at over there and doing something? And we tried to explain to them what a meme was. And they're like, I don't get it. Like, people just didn't get it. Now it's just become, it's second nature and culture that people do that kind of stuff. So that was the meme website. Like, you couldn't copy and paste and put memes on social media. Like, you just went there and shared things from Imgur, and you would click through it a bunch. And then another website that was huge, kind of like Imgur, was called Stumble Upon.
Yep.
You remember that?
Yep.
And just random shit would come up there, and you would laugh and stumble upon stuff. Yep. I remember that website all the time. Me and my friends would go to.
Awesome.
What about you? Any a different one?
I'm trying to think one while you're talking. A lot of sports pages we went to, some of the wrestling pages because they had top of the line.
WWF.
Yeah, they had big stuff on there. Stuff we cared about. Go ahead, next one. I'll think of it.
Obviously, everybody went to MTV.
Yeah,
MTV was a huge website to go to.
Yeah.
I always went to Comedy Central because I was obsessed with South Park, and they always had cool games to play on there and stuff. Yeah. So Comedy Central was one for me. I just put this as a generic one, but everybody back in the day loved like going to clothing websites to look at like their clothes they would like to have, or like video game websites or whatever.
Before you could buy them, you went there to preview them, kind of thing. Like window shop.
Like you go like to Toys R Us or KB Toys or something like that to look at the new games and new stuff that was coming out, or Game Informer or something like that. That when they would come on there, but they would never give you anything. They'd say order our subscription to get our fucking thing.
Yeah, you couldn't get codes off them, so you had to buy the subscription or whatever to get it.
Yeah.
I do remember going to guitar sites and getting like guitar tabs and stuff like that, and cheat codes for video games and stuff like that. MapQuest is what I was trying to think of.
Yeah, MapQuest is on here. I put it on here.
Everybody went there.
That was one of the biggest websites that people went to.
Yeah, because we didn't have GPS back then, or we did. Maybe the government did, but we didn't.
Yeah.
But that's what we had to do, and it told you. After a while, it started getting really, really good. But sometimes people would enter in wrong directions, or the place was closed and you didn't know, and shit like that. So it's nowadays it tells you like literally turn for turn, stop sign, all this shit, and
Yep.
what their hours are. They are open. Here's a proof of picture proof that they're open or they exist and shit like that.
Yep. I put Ask Jeeves was a big one back then.
Oh God,
Remember that one?
dude.
It's kind of like that was kind of like our Google before there was
Yeah.
Google.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Alta Vista was a website people went
I've
to.
never been on there too much.
You didn't go on there, but it was a website that was huge. Like,
Yeah.
you used to get your computer and have Netscape Navigator was
Yeah.
our Internet Explorer type
God,
thing.
no, it sucks.
What?
Netscape.
Oh yeah, it's awful.
What was the other one? It's basically like a Netscape. Like it was the same company, it's just different thing. Live stream or something like that.
I don't remember. I just remember Netscape Navigator was always a huge one on there. We had all our computer classes and shit. And Alta Vista was a website people went to all the time for like searching and doing stuff.
Right.
And Ask Jeeves, like, used to have commercials like go to AskJeeves.com with like the little butler dude or whatever on there, right? It used to be a joke like let's go ask Jeeves something stupid or funny like we do with our friends. I said this earlier, but I'll say it again. Yahoo Games. I would go to Yahoo. You sign up get your email. You play games, and they had chat on there. Like, and they had a bunch of like open chat rooms you could go
AOL
into.
chat and shit like that too. Yeah.
Yahoo was always the big chat one for me.
Yeah.
Also, we had AOL. You had your AOL internet, and then you had Messenger, which is always a website you could go to, and you could log into the Messenger on there as well. This was like in the 90s, early 2000s was Craigslist. It's still nowadays, but dude, you could go on there, find prostitutes. You could find people selling cars,
couches.
And I mean,
Free
just
shit.
anything you could think of. They had something. You needed a gardener. You needed a handyman. I mean, they had everything. That was just a huge like selling website, kind of like Autotrader.com. That was a huge one to go buy a used car back in the day. In the 90s, early 2000s was eBay. Like eBay was our Amazon of our time. So like if you wanted to buy something that was used or new, you could find it on eBay. Like I used to love I still buy shit off eBay to this day. I find all kinds of cool shit on eBay.
Yeah.
GeoCities was a website that people used to go to all the time. I don't remember what we did on there. I just remember what was on there. I put Napster, LimeWire because that's when we used to download music. LimeWire come out, you could download movies and music and shit on there. Everybody was a guy would download porn and see Heather Brooke, the Deep Throat Queen was on there, which is funny because you find funny memes on the internet nowadays about it.
One thing that I remember seeing this the other day was at the time, I'm not sure so much afterwards, but at the time in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, the most downloaded picture on the internet. Cindy Margolis.
I remember.
One hot chick in the wet. Oh God.
I remember that. Well, I just remember because like just to be funny, it's like anytime you try to download porn on LimeWire, 9 times out of 10 it was Heather Brooke because she had so much content on there or whatever, and people were like, "This is the greatest content ever." And you would download all those in fear of not getting a virus on your computer because half of them were just filled up with viruses. Most of that shit was infected with viruses on your computer. Most people were too stupid to know which ones to download, but that's just the way it went. But I saw on the internet the other day some guys like it was a picture of a kid with his feet up on the table on the computer, and it was a picture of Heather Brooke on Spotify, and like kids would risk their entire family computer just to watch this one video or something like that. And I was like, this is fucking funny. E-Bombs World was a huge website to go on, like with all the jokes.
I still
and all
go on
stuff.
there.
I know.
I love it. I love E-Bombs World. That's where I get That's where I get my dirty memes and dirty jokes.
It used to be a lot bigger.
Yeah, that's where I got the soundboards too. The soundboards used to be.
Remember the website that came out? It was Bill Murray's website or whatever it was called.
Fuck.
The shoot or the something. What was the fuck it was called? It was like it was a green and like black website.
Yeah.
I always used to have a bunch of hot girls on there. They'll post on there to be on there.
That's some great shit.
What the fuck is it called, man? You have to Google that real quick while I go down the thing. Girls Gone Wild.
Oh, of course, of course. Because if you weren't up late at night watching the commercial, you're on the internet looking at it. And
in the day and the age before you could find free porn, like you go to porn websites, but they would never give you any free videos or free stuff. It was always buy everything. That's why LimeWire was such a huge hit in the world of our day and age because that's how you got it. The website Hot or Not, you could rate girls on there.
Oh God, yes.
You were Hot or Not?
Yes.
Okay, I thought that was cool. Kind of bring back the whole social, or it's called what's that web movie called? The Social Network, where they talk. Where he does his own website before social media. I thought that was pretty cool.
apparently there's one called Bill himself, but
No, it's called the Chive. The Chive.
Oh yeah, Chive, yeah.
Chive.
I remember Chive now. Yeah.
Laura's dad one time, my father-in-law went to, where'd he go to? What's that place you go? You can donate stuff and drop stuff off it.
Goodwill.
Goodwill.
Yeah.
He goes there and buys stuff once a time and gets stuff for the kids. He's like I bought this really nice like long sleeve black shirt and it was really nice. And then the front of it says the Chive. he still wears it to this day. Still to this day I've never told him what the Chive is, and it's just fucking funny. Every time I see that shirt, I'm like, you don't even know what that site's about. It's like it's like dude's website with a bunch of naked chicks from college on there, and a bunch of like golf stuff and a bunch of other crap that's on there. It's all college stuff and like drinking shit. I remember this one that is randomly came up to. It was called JoeCartoon.com.
I don't remember Joe Cartoon.
Joe Cartoon was a bunch of cartoons you go on to, and they had things you could do and like make like play like little games or like watch videos of like a gerbil inside of a microwave and he blows up, or a frog in a blender and you could press a button and blend up the frog. It was like a game you could go and just kill stuff. And do shit, or like the 3 flies and a guy's.
I wonder if kids nowadays are fucked up.
It's still a website you can go to. It's called JoeCartoon.com. They still have it.
We used to go on Joe Blow movies and check out movies and stuff.
Joe Blow movies.
Yeah,
cool.
Don't forget when YouTube was just starting.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to love that. The quality was shitty, but at the time it was great.
YouTube was just starting out. Twitch was just starting out. Going to movie websites and looking at movie times was like a big thing when the internet came out. Like before, like after the newspaper and movie times thing was still there, but you could go to Wierenberg and like look at the movie times. You couldn't book anything; you could just see the movie times on there.
Exactly.
What was another website I had on here?
IMDb.
IMDb. I don't know. Did it come out in the 90s, 2000s? I think it did.
I think it was early 2000s.
2000s it came out. Those, I think, to be honest with you, obviously MySpace did come out in the 2000s.
Yeah.
And I remember like creating your cool page and putting your own music and putting your top 5 friends on there. Like, honestly, I'd still rather have MySpace over Facebook nowadays.
Yes.
Like, you come to my page and see my song and the cool shit that I could dedicate on there and the cool songs. And if I was in a bad mood, I would have on there, and I'd change my song for my mood for the day and do stuff like that.
Exactly.
And if my friend pissed me off, he'd drop from number 1 to number 5 on my list.
Right. Yeah.
And my friends were like, "Why am I number 5 on your list?"
What do you mean, man? What the hell?
Dude, I'll say this real quick. I don't care if my wife or anybody hears this, but I will tell you right now, MySpace in the early days of Facebook, before that, I think I hooked up with like at least 6 girls off MySpace. Meeting them, like girls I didn't even know.
Wow.
Just add them on MySpace, and we talked, and I would hook up with them, bang them.
Yeah.
With their place or their hotel, not their hotel, but their mom, dad's apartment or house whenever they're out of town. And just drive over there, bang them, and leave. And like I would just hook up with these girls on there. I'm like, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I remember one time, and this is a funny story. One time I had my friends over at my house. We're playing video games, getting high and doing shit. And I was on MySpace, and some girls like, "Yeah, come over to my house right now." And my parents are gone. Well, we can fuck. And I'm like, okay.
Bye.
So she lived like 10 minutes down the road. So I went down there and it's like, "Hey guys, I'll be right back." Didn't tell them what I was doing. Went down there. I did like 20 more times with this girl, and then she was like, "Yeah, I want to do this and do all." She got like too clean with me. I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
She was kind of weird, but sex was great. But man, those are like MySpace days were
Those
just
were the days.
That was just fun. Like, and then that's when Tumblr was huge too.
Yeah.
Yeah, people had a Tumblr and a MySpace, and there was like another website that was trying to get created like MySpace, and then all of a sudden Facebook came out and MySpace went to shit.
Yep.
So those are all 90 websites. You any other websites you went to in the 90s
No.
or did stuff with your
You've
friends?
hit pretty much all of them.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other ones. I'm sure we went to
there's
like
plenty
mall.
more.
I'm sure there's like we went to like mall websites and other things that were on there and shit to look at, but like or like game websites. I remember in school, like in the computer lab, like there was all these websites were blocked, but we would find you'd find the game website.
You find a way to do it. Yeah,
go to the
around
website
it.
to go around it.
Yep.
And that was always like a huge thing. Like you went to that game site and found that.
Yeah. Like I said, that's where you found all the cheat codes and shit.
Yeah.
Just the Grand Theft Auto or.
My last topic I have on here was. It's just called MTV.
Yeah.
We just put MTV on there, and I think we're just to recap the year because at the beginning of this year or like halfway through this year, MTV finally said they're getting rid of MTV Tour, and like they're no longer playing live music and like, music videos, which is kind of sad because that's what it started out to.
Anyway.
And like we used to have friends come over and we would literally put on MTV and just watch.
Yeah. We just had it on for noise, and if we heard a song we liked, we turned around and watched it or turned it up or whatever. It was just like the radio. It was a video version of the radio.
Yeah, it was weird, but at the same time, it was fun. It was cool.
Yeah.
And to me, those days are lost. Like, the kids will never understand this sitting around. Like,
Yeah.
you obviously can pull
They
up
have
YouTube.
it too easy now. Like I said, they can pull it up. They can, if they want to see a Slayer video, they can pull it up on fucking YouTube now.
On their phone. I mean,
You
pretty
know,
much
or-
anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it sucks. Back then, you know, we had to watch Headbangers Ball for
Yeah.
2.5 hours to see if they're gonna, and if they even played a Slayer song or something like that.
Exactly.
Like I said, it was a place great to find bands that you liked, but then 9 out of 10 times, you know, the first maybe you find 3 songs the entire show that you liked. Everything else, you know, blew. You had it on mute or you turned it off or whatever.
Exactly.
You know, and then MTV had all those fucking TV shows afterwards, and that's what ruined MTV is all the fucking Jersey Shores and Road Rage and all that
Well,
shit.
reality TV kind of ruined it
Yeah,
because that became the popular thing, and that's where the money was. It
Yeah.
wasn't in music videos. It wasn't watching anymore. But to go down to MTV to kind of dedicate. I listed a bunch of shows that we grew up with for the 90s and 2000s
Right.
that were like the most popular ones I remember. There's so many that I couldn't remember them all, but these
Yeah.
are the ones I got. But also to cap it off was MTV announced yesterday that they're shutting down the MTV channel for good.
Yeah.
I think they went bankrupt.
I could have swore they already were, but yeah. Wow.
I didn't think they were shutting down their channel, but I think they were just keeping up and putting reruns. But there's like no shows that anybody watches on there anymore. It's probably just going to all go on Paramount Plus because it's owned by Viacom, and they'll just put the shows and stuff on there. And stream
Beavis
it.
and Butthead still have the on the older episodes, or not older, but like the ones before this newer seasons. It says MTV Entertainment right before right before and after the show. So it's like that they still mark MTV as not producer, but whatever, some kind of in with them still in with some of the episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So here's my shows that I remember. You can start and say, do you got any shows on the
like-
list?
like-
go,
yeah,
go ahead. You go.
I was gonna say there's Headbangers Ball.
Yeah, I
then
had
after a
that.
while there's Super Rock,
I saw that.
Beavis and Butthead, of course.
Yep.
Daria.
Yeah, I have Daria on here.
Sometimes I watch TRL live.
I have TRL on here.
Oh,
That's probably
sometimes.
that was one of the most popular shows. Total Request Live.
Everyone Carson Daly.
Carson Daly gets on, the girls get on. They'll go, hey, let's talk about what band's coming on. Oh, you like this band member? Cool. We're gonna play this song by NSYNC, which is at number 10. Bye.
Yeah.
And like they go to the, it's like
Countdown show. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
didn't like the
countdown.
countdown shows too much.
I didn't either.
Some of the New Year's Eve shows were pretty cool because they had like live performances from certain bands, and they started getting really crappy. God, this was so fucking long. I did watch. I will admit it. Big and Rob a few, probably the whole series.
Robin Big was great.
Robin Big. That's what.
So,
it was,
funny backstory with it, because I was a huge Rob Dyrdek fan, huge skateboarder back in the day. It was the reason I liked it, and come to find out, was for the first like 4 or 5 seasons or whatever, before they died off, was it wasn't scripted. Like they actually just made up shit and did. At first, they tried to script it, and they were like recording them, and they're like, this show sucks. Like they went before.
You could tell it's recorded, or you could tell it's scripted.
So like when they went in front of MTV and like the people who approved stuff, they're like, yeah, this show sucked. But then they showed them footage of just Rob and Big, like just going back and forth, like joking around, having fun, and doing stuff,
being themselves.
being themselves, and they're like,
This is great.
this is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
People are gonna like this, so they just continued to do that,
Yeah.
and it just blew up organically that way.
Was it Big Rob?
Big Black.
Big Black. Yeah, Big Black was fucking awesome. You know, people used to call me Big Black because I always wear black and I'd say do work. You know, and it was sad. I was really sad when he left the show. I don't know if you know why he left it.
So yes, I
He
do.
got a white girl pregnant.
Well, he got pregnant and wanted to go be a dad.
Yeah.
But also, him and Rob got in kind of disputes because over money. Like
something like
Rob
that.
made a lot more money than Big did, and
Right.
Big felt slighted.
Yeah.
But Rob was like, I didn't do that. This was all MTV. He's like, I negotiated with them. Like he didn't do a job negotiating, and they had bumped heads. And eventually, when the Fantasy Factory came back, our Fantasy Factory show came on, and he had his cousins on there and Chanel West Coast and all that other stuff, whatever. She was stupid, but she was hot.
Yeah, exactly.
Like most women. He eventually, Rob went and apologized to him and
Good.
told him, I will
should've.
make sure that you get paid exactly what you need to get paid because I'm the one that's doing the show and I'm, all this stuff. So Big came back, he got paid, and eventually, the show ended, and I think he eventually got sick or something happened. He ended up dying,
Wow.
at a young age.
Yeah.
And funny thing, I think he used to bounce and he used to go around and like make
Yeah.
appearances at like clubs and do stuff just to make money. And
he lived in Missouri. I was not aware.
Yeah, he lived in Missouri for a while too. And long story short, what Big was like he worked as a security guard somewhere random. And Rob was trying to make a skate video, and where he went, security guards would knock his ass off.
Yeah.
And he was a small little dude, and he couldn't control himself. He goes, so he went to a security company and said, "Give me the biggest fucking guy you got. I want him to come on with me to stop security guards." And guess what? It was Big Black.
Yeah.
Christopher Boykin.
Yeah.
That's his name.
There you go.
So they got him, and then they just made a skate video, and people were like, "Who's this black guy?" Because like they would like tag team and like laugh, like some guy would come knock him. He tried to knock him off from skating, and Big Black would truck his ass over.
Yeah.
And they're recording, and they're like, "Dude, like who? Like this guy in this video is hilarious. Like who is this guy?" And then that's when he said, "I'm gonna go to MTV and try to get this idea of like doing a show with us on it." And kind of something like that just blew up. I don't remember the full like arc of it, but it was like that was like kind of how like it happened.
Yeah.
I'll be guilty of it. That was one of my favorite shows on MTV when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Rob and Big was fucking great. It was a funny like
It wasn't what was on MTV.
It was a funny like good friend buddy show, right?
Exactly.
With the dogs and all the shit they used to do and stuff. It's just funny, stupid shit. The horses and everything else.
Yeah, the mini horse and shit.
Mini horse.
That was funny as hell.
Yeah.
Other shows I think I'm pretty sure you watch Jackass.
Obviously Jackass.
Viva La Bam.
Absolutely Viva La Bam. A lot of my friends, we would die over those shows.
What was the other one? Unholy Alliance or Matrimony, something like that. The other BAM show.
Wild Boys was one.
Wild Boys is another one, yeah.
But that was Chris Pontius and fucking, what's his name? They're on the show. Steve-O.
Yeah. Didn't Johnny Knoxville have another show, too?
No.
He did not.
Mm-mm. Unless he hosted.
No, I'm thinking of the prank show he did not too long ago.
Yeah. I'll go down my list because some of them you'll generate more. I hated this show, but it's on all the time. Catfish.
I never watched that.
You don't even know what it's about?
Catfishing?
Yeah. Do you know what catfishing is?
Yes. Trying to get
Go fishing for catfish?
Yeah. Go fish for cats. Guys or people who say they're trying to get women to hook up with them, stuff like that.
Well, it's mostly people online that would message other people.
Basically.
They'd be lying. Like they would say they're a girl and they're a boy. Or they would say they're not married and they're married, and they would lead people on. They just like the thrill and excitement of talking to someone. They would never meet up with people, or if they tried to, like it would never work out. And this guy would help track these people down and figure out where they fucking were and who they really were. Some people would say like some guys were like kids and they're saying they're adults and vice versa. I don't know. Right. Kind of weird.
Basically the whole show lying.
I mean, honestly, that happens nowadays. Apparently, Brandon was telling me, my buddy, on Tinder, like he said, you don't meet people that they don't say who they really are, and you get them to see them in person, they're a completely different person who they are, and it's like, did they catfish on that too?
Yeah.
And they do it for, I think, the thrill of just like wanting to be something that they're not, you know.
Exactly.
So, you said Dario TRL, the challenge is still going nowadays. I've always liked the challenge. So me and my wife, we've watched every single season of it.
Yeah.
We were bored during COVID, so we were like, let's watch a show and we can watch from beginning to end. It was that one, and she's like, this show's actually pretty good. It's gotten to be repetitive, but I like TJ Lavin as the host, and I like they brought back a lot of the original characters that are like around our age with the younger ones. And they've mixed them, and I just like that. Like it was just like it's kind of like watching Guts or Double Dare or any of their shows I used to watch, but as an adult,
right?
And they're drinking and there's chaos and drama. I don't know. I eat that shit up for some reason. I like it. Ridiculousness, which is the dumbest show ever. It's just a copy of Tosh.0.
Right. Which is a copy off America's Funniest Videos.
Yeah, well,
just dirty version.
Well, apparently Rob Dyrdek was such a smart businessman. He did a way where his show always had to be played on MTV and generate and make all this money, and like all these seasons got put on. He somehow weaseled his way into MTV and took over stuff on MTV to get his show on.
I believe it.
And he's just smart entrepreneur. Like he fucked over MTV because they tried to fuck him over, and he ended up fucking them over until he get. Show sucks though. I hate that fucking show.
Yeah.
We're the Real World.
Yeah.
Everybody fucking watched that show back in the day. And then what was the other one that was like
Road Rage or something like that?
Road Rules.
Road Rules.
Road Rage was a video game, probably.
That's right. Yeah.
Teen Mom, stupid. I hated that fucking show, but my wife used to watch it all the time.
I loved the Beavis and Butthead on one of the Teen Moms.
Mm-hmm.
This one,
no, go ahead. Sorry.
So they were watching Teen Mom, and then they were saying like, "Oh wow, this girl's a great actor," and then they finally realized that it was real. It's like this mom's not a good actor. This mom's not a great actor. She's just a bad parent. It's like, God damn, ouch.
I think I forgot about this, but Daria is from Beavis and Butthead, yes. Right? Okay, yes. Like she used to appear, and then like she would just
she was one of the classmates.
She'd be like, "You guys are stupid." Like she'd always just say something funny like that.
Exactly.
And he'd be like,
she does a cameo in one of the new episodes.
Does he? Does she?
Yeah.
That's cool. I always like. I used to watch Dario, but I never really liked that show.
Yeah, I always liked Beelzebub. So way better.
Yes. Punked.
Punked. God, yes.
That was good. I liked the one with Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
People said
that's when I liked Ashton Kutcher.
People said it wasn't scripted. I don't think it was.
I don't think it was.
Either.
Honestly, yeah, it could be.
We said Jackass.
Yeah.
Pimp My Ride.
Pimp My Ride. God, dude, yes.
That was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Come to find out, most of those cars, they'd all break down. They're all fucked up. Like,
yeah,
so
people couldn't pay for them either.
People couldn't pay for them, but well, they're their cars. They would just pimp out, right?
I meant the upkeep with them.
Well, because there was so much stuff in technology they put in, it wasn't feasible. The stuff they put in, most of them would break down, and they had to sign a waiver that said they couldn't sell the cars and do all this stuff. Now, there was one, I remember one episode, like the car was such a piece of shit, they just gave him a brand new car.
Yeah.
And like those people.
They gave him a used, but a new to them, but used Mustang. I remember that.
I remember that, and it was kind of cool because at the end of the day, they got to keep a good car. And like these are like the cars that actually like lasted that they gave to people.
Yeah.
MTV Cribs.
I watched that a little bit.
I used to always watch. I used to watch. They call it Cribs or whatever.
Yeah.
I know you watched that Celebrity Deathmatch.
Oh yeah,
that was fun. I remember watching Steve Austin on there, and like they always have like wrestlers that would come and make appearances. Or there was just so many cool characters that went on that show. Celebrity Deathmatch was one of those shows that was just like a little boy show to watch and watch it and see who got fucked up. And then who was the guy that was like, just get it on?
Mills Lane.
Mills Lane.
The ref.
Yeah, the ref. He was a ref on.
He was a real ref in boxing.
Yeah, boxing.
Yeah, that was his thing. Was let's get it on.
I remember that. That was cool. Next.
Oh God.
You remember
forgot about that one.
Yeah, Next was a big one.
What about Singled Out?
Singled Out was my next one.
Thank you.
Singled Out. MTV Raps.
Never watched it.
I never either.
I hated the fucking show. I hated the host mostly.
Huh?
I hated the host mostly.
Made. It was kind of like a Next or everything. I can't remember what they did, but I just remember the show Made. I remember it was a big show when we.
I'd have to see it to remember it.
Making the Band with Diddy.
Yep. Oh God.
Yeah. Remember Chappelle does a skit on him.
Yeah.
You know, that one's great. Making the Band. If you want to do this, you got to go get me milk from some Cambodian lady's breasts. I don't drink the finest of breast milks. Because that's kind of shit Diddy would say. He's like, "Oh, you guys are part of the band. I want you to, hike, walk 20 miles to go get me some fucking ice or some some good pastries from downtown New York, and they would do it.
Yeah,
because they're willing to make the band.
Exactly. They want to be money.
That documentary on Diddy, if you haven't watched it yet, is fucking.
I don't like Diddy, so I don't give a shit.
I don't either, but the stuff that he did was wild, dude. Some of the shit, it's wild. If you don't remember this one, you're an idiot. WWE Tough Enough.
Oh yes, I remember that.
God,
I only watched the first couple seasons.
There's only 2 seasons.
There's only 2. Okay.
There's only 2 seasons, I think.
I know they brought it back on USA or whatever it was on the WWE network.
Every girl's favorite show, and my wife actually just rewatched this recently because she's like, I'm going to go back and watch old MTV shows. Laguna Beach.
God.
That was so gay. And like it's crazy like how some of the people that was from the show, like the one hot girl that was on there, she's still popular and she's still hot, but she's a giant slut, which is, I guess is why guys and people like her or whatever, but it is what it is. But my wife still follows on Instagram. I know that.
Wow.
It's stuff people obviously said Jersey Shore. Like you couldn't go through like MTV list without Graham because it's probably one of the most popular, if not the most popular show that's ever been on their show. I think
it's ever been. Yeah, honestly.
Besides Beavis and Butthead for a cartoon, like that's the show everybody knows is Jersey Shore. Yeah. It's a Jersey thing. It's still on there. Jersey Shore, Family Vacation now, and they do all that kind of stuff. I think it's finally to the point where it's died off. Like people our age, like they just don't care about those guys anymore. Like their 15 minutes it's been up. It's been up for a while.
Yeah.
When it originally came out, I wasn't into it at first, but I couldn't stop watching it because it was so fucked up, and it's like this is what these people do.
Yeah.
And that's when all the fist pumping and all the clubbing and shit like became like really
calling
big.
People gorillas and juice heads and shit like that.
Yeah. What was the other thing? T-shirt time and fucking
Smush Room.
The Smush Room and
I only remember that because I have a Beavis and Butthead where they make some fun of some of those.
Yeah.
And this dude is fucking great.
GTL, Gym Tan Laundry or whatever.
DTF,
Down to fuck.
Yeah.
They had a lot of cool sayings. I mean, what they came in, they did.
They were very pop culture.
They were, and they weren't, and the stuff wasn't scripted. Like I mean, they had scription. Like you guys are going to this place. And
they had the direction, but they didn't have the words to it.
Yes.
They said, "Here we're going to put you in a pizza place. Go."
Yeah, and they also say like, "Hey, you guys are going to work at this T-shirt place on the strip, or you guys are going to go to this club tonight, and whatever happens, happens." Right.
I'm not gonna lie. I really wanted to fuck Snooki for the longest time. something about her. I just wanted to. And then after I realized how big of a slut she was, I'm like,
well, I think
man, I'd probably fall in.
I think at beginning, like she's probably one of those girls that probably be okay to. She probably be good to fuck or whatever. Same thing with JWoww. I think JWoww always looked like
she was kind of hot.
Yeah, she was kind of hot. The other girls, okay, not bad, whatever. I think most of them are probably decent. I mean, I'm a guy. I'm not gonna say no if they were clean and good, but it's like after watching the show, like the way they are, like it kind of turns you off on. But when you're a dumb kid and around their age, it's like, oh yeah, I'd bang her. And and same thing with the guys. Girls are like, oh yeah, I'd bang him. And
Anytime you see a girl in a brawl, they're like, oh god, damn, I'd bang her.
JWoww was just hot. She had giant tits, and she was kind of like the outcast, like metal girl kind of like vibes or whatever. And like they all kind of give off those weird vibes or whatever, but. They were just their own world. Like in New Jersey, like that was the first exposure to like what people in Jersey did. The culture was, right? Yeah. They wanted to be a queen or what was it called? Like a queenette or something like that. Yeah. And then my last show that I remember, if you don't remember this one, but I always remember, was True Life.
Oh yes.
True Life was always big. I remember True Life. I want to be a pro gamer. For some reason, that always stuck with me. And I remember watching this guy that was like a Halo player or something that was huge. His name was like T-Few or something like that. They played an episode on, and then like, True Life, I'm addicted to crack, or True Life, whatever. Down to porn. Like that True Life show was kind of cool. I don't think that was scripted either. Like that was a real.
No, that was actually all real. Mm-hmm. The wrestling one was really amazing.
Mm-hmm.
They did. I don't know if you remember that one.
I do. Yeah.
Triple H and shit. I'm mesmerized by like how. That at least with that one, the levels of wrestling and how people become or nothing to somewhat something to Triple H to being everything. It's like that level of stuff, that all the shit you have to go through to get to that level. It's like, wow, man, that's fucking amazing. And all the behind the scenes stuff, because back. When we were growing up, we didn't know anything about that.
Yeah,
all we knew was on TV. What was on TV?
Yeah, I just saw a funny website in the '90s that people used to go to just to try to figure out stuff. Was Miss Cleo,
Madam Cleo,
Madam Cleo.
Yeah.
Hey, in our commercial, it's me, Miss Cleo, the biggest scam artist of all time, and people would fucking. She made so much money, and she never got in trouble.
No, she did. She got sued.
Did she?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of hard to sue someone that puts like disclaimers on there and all this kind of bullshit.
Because people don't read that shit.
I know. Well, they put it in fine print, so nobody reads it, right?
Yeah, nobody does. Yeah, you can't pause it or nothing unless you videotape it.
I'm going to put this in my brain because I just freshly listened to it. I was on the drive to Detroit coming back from my son's hockey, and I put on Rogan because that's all I listen to on podcasts nowadays. It's just I've kind of just I don't know if someone's I want to listen to, I listen to, but he's just the guy I always listen to. He had John Cena on, so I wanted to listen to John Cena because I knew he was coming up to retire. What I was reading, I don't keep up with the world of wrestling anymore, but he was kind of at the end of my era of wrestling. John Cena, can't see me, and like he went on a show, talked about his wrestling career, how he got started, whatever. It was kind of boring. It wasn't as cool as like Ric Flair, Undertaker, and stuff like that. But he was really down to earth, and like you can tell he's a good person.
Yeah,
he's not Randy Orton faggot stuff like that or anything. So he does a lot of good. Does a lot of good for kids. He was the first one, I think, out of all the wrestlers to learn Mandarin to try to help grow the sport in like China. And he ended up saying something in Chinese like on a show and offended a bunch of people and got in trouble for it. I don't know if you remember hearing that, but I didn't know that. But
he has the Guinness World Records for answering every single Make-A-Wish from that foundation.
Yeah,
every single kid that wanted something with him, he fulfilled every single one of them.
Yeah,
like, God damn, dude.
They talked about that. Like that's
amazing.
That's amazing, and it also means what to be a good person. Like he knows how blessed he is to have the job he has and his fame and stuff.
I'll tell you a trivia thing when you're done. See if you know
sure.
that.
So anyway, the whole thing about John Cena was when it all happened was it was a good listen, but he said he asked Rogan, "Who's your dream guy to have on here?" And he had his other guy, Tony Hinchcliffe, who's a huge wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Come to find out, Tony Hinchcliffe, that does Kill Tony.
Kill Tony, yeah. Listen to him all the time.
He got offered to be a writer for WWE, and he came up with all these scenarios and all that stuff, but then he realized he didn't where they want him to move and live, that it just didn't fit his lifestyle and what he wanted to do. But he's he's been obsessed with it. Like since he's a kid, he knows everything about wrestling. And he's met a bunch of wrestlers, and and they asked him, "Who's your dream list to have on here?" He goes, "Well, if Joe has anybody else on, because he's invited him every single time there's a wrestler on." He said, "I want to talk to Vince McMahon and meet him." And he's like, and Stone Cold Steve Austin, because Austin doesn't do any of this kind of stuff with anybody, but he lives in Texas.
Yeah.
And John Cena goes, Austin would 100% do this. He goes, I know him. And he goes, and Vince McMahon would do this. So he's like, if Vince, if you're listening, or Austin, if you're listening, guys, come on here and do this. Like, it's worth your time. You guys have a good time, blah, blah. Joe's a great guy, yada, yada. And Cena's like, yeah. He's like, Vince McMahon's probably the most interesting person to ever listen to. Like, raw, untouched, like, where it's not edited in a documentary. You're, like, listening to him and his stories and how he built everything. Like, everybody in the world want to hear that. You know, that's probably one of the most listened podcasts besides Trump on Rogan's podcast. So I hope he does. And I saw Austin was on Instagram the other day, and I tagged him like 5 times, like, you need to go on Joe Rogan. You need to go on Joe Rogan. People are like, yeah, you need to go on Joe Rogan. Like, everybody wants to have you on. Yeah. And I hope he reads it and sees it. And it's like, okay, maybe he'll reach out to Rogan and go on there, because I really do. For some reason, just because I grew up wrestling, I just find them the most interesting people. Like, their lives are insane. Like, John Cena said before, like, when he first started, he had to be on the road 270 or 60 days out of the year performing, and now it went down to 70. Yeah. That's how much has been cut down since from the world of Vince and everything else, just because the work-life balance. We've talked about this before. Just doesn't exist in a wrestling thing. Like, they'd have to miss Thanksgiving and Christmases and birthdays and everything else, because this is what the road. You got to be on the road, and this is the life of a wrestler. And he goes, dude, we don't have managers. He's like, hey, you're going to be in Texas, and you're going to North Carolina, and you're going here.
No, you had to get in a car with 4 of the stinky guys that people think your enemies or whatever. Yeah, you know, face them that night. And drive 2, 3, 400,000 miles to get there.
Yeah, or they'd fly, and they had to book all their own hotels and find their own way home and do everything. I mean, they would help pay for it, but at the same time, it's like everything was done on your own. Yeah. Nowadays, everything's managed, and they do a lot more stuff. But this was the heydays of
you put your own makeup on and stuff like that. Get your own tights made and stuff like that. Yeah,
you got to work out and be in shape and do everything. He said it's just the grind was really difficult, but he said it's gotten better, you know, and now it's bigger than ever, is what he was saying.
Definitely.
And he said this is before he retired. He said he's like, I think last week or this week was like his last thing. And some guy
last week,
some guy on Instagram goes, I was the last guy to shake his hand or touch his hand before he left or whatever. I saw some guy post that. He's like, he's a huge wrestling fan, talk about it. And John Cena's like, it's kind of bittersweet. Like, I'm going out. Like, I don't have to make appearances anymore. Like, my contract is ending. He goes, I'll probably still make some cameos once in a while for him, because
Rock still does.
Yeah, just for the fact, because for the fans. He said he wants to do it, and because for Vince McMahon, who helped make it, he's like, I want to do it for McMahon and just other people. And he's like, you know what, you could have Triple H on here. That was another person they asked. He's like, you should have Triple H on here. And
he'd be fucking hilarious.
To have him on and tell him like how he runs, and like, you know, he's married to Stephanie McMahon, and just like what happens now. And he asked him, is Vince McMahon out? And he said he's not. He said he's out. He goes, but is he ever really out? And he goes, yeah, he's out, 100%. He's out. And he goes, okay. He goes, I just feel like he's not out. That's what Rogan said. He goes, no, he's out. And John Cena said he's fully out now because of what happened. Yeah. I'm sure he still talks to Triple H about it.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, they kind of talk about that too.
That's son-in-law.
Yeah, I'm sure they talked about that kind of stuff. But
over Thanksgiving,
it was a really, really cool podcast. Yeah. And Laura's like, this is the most boring I've listened. I'm like, it's not the most interesting, but it's just cool hearing from people that are just ultra mega superstars, you know, in this world. I'm like, you didn't grow up watching it, so you can't appreciate it. But it's like for most of the fans that watch it, it's like they want to hear from John Cena. Like he's one of the big names still in wrestling.
Right.
I mean, how long did you do it? 20+ years?
So around that, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe getting close to 30. Like, he's been around since we've been kids. Or at least I was or adult or adolescent, whatever. So, anyway, yeah, that was a cool podcast. Check it out if you want to listen to it. But I hope he has some other wrestlers on. I always like those podcasts for some reason.
You should watch the, I don't know where you can watch it right now, because I don't know how there's moving shows around. Mm-hmm. Is the Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast.
Uh-huh. Oh, he's got a podcast?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
He's actually on the show. There's actually, you can watch it.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you can listen to it somewhere. But
maybe it's on Spotify.
Like all of them, I'd say 95% of his people were old wrestlers that were, you know, he gets down and dirty and gets to know them, he talks about memories and stuff like that. He even had one of the biggest, I'm not sure what the right word for it is, crossover kind of thing. I don't know the word for it. But basically when after Chris Jericho left, he went to AEW, and he was under contract with AEW.
Oh, really?
But
okay.
Austin found a way to, negotiate with AEW to borrow Jericho to go on his podcast, because it was WWE's own podcast. to go on his podcast and talk about his career and stuff like that, which was really fucking cool. That's really hard to do. Something that it's really hard to do because he doesn't work for the company anymore. But that episode was pretty interesting. The Kevin Nash one, because he would always talk about NWO and the DX stuff. I don't remember if Triple H has been on there or not, but he, like I said, them and Austin just sit there, share beer, and talk stories, talk shop. The Undertaker one is really good. I think that's where the Undertaker got his idea for his podcast. His was pretty fucking good too. The way he was boss of the locker room, stuff like that, or the judge of the locker room, stuff like that. You learn about how he was the man to go to if you fucked up or something like that. It wasn't Vince, it was Undertaker.
Sure.
Then if it got any worse than that, then it would go to Vince.
Sure.
But it's like, he was the enforcer, so to say.
That's crazy, dude. There's just that world is so underground and
not anymore. It's everything's out in the open nowadays.
No, now it is. But I'm saying, like, back in the day, it was just so tight-lipped underground, and nobody said anything because they didn't want to lose their fame or limelight.
Exactly.
And then everybody wanted to be the Hulk Hogan.
They had to be on 24/7. If you were Randy Macho Man Savage, you better be Randy Savage when you're out in that crowd. The only time you're not is when you're in your house.
Yep.
But even some of them, they got so mental ingrained in their character. They were that stuff at home, and that's what a lot of them got. A lot of them not killed. Some of them
Chris Jericho and some of these other guys. Or who's the guy that killed himself and shot his family?
Benoit.
Yeah,
He shot
Chris
him.
Benoit.
He wrapped he's wrapped hid son's neck around with a
that's enough.
bench press thing.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah,
wild. And I think some people are saying he had head trauma issues.
Yeah,
and CTS.
concussion, CTE, whatever it was. But a lot of their characters are ingrained that they're at home talking like they do on the show and stuff like that, and that's why they get divorces and that's why they get mental state because they can't let go. It's like being in the army. That's PTSD kind of thing. But I was going to say, but a good thing tell you about John Cena, a little trivia thing here. I heard not too long ago when he was on Jimmy Fallon, I think. Do you know what intellectual property is? It's basically like somebody owns a part of something. It's like if I bought this phone from Vince McMahon, he still owns part of this phone. He can still own part of this phone. John Cena's name is real John Cena. The way it's spelled out and everything. Most wrestlers wanted to try to use a variation of their name, like he would spell Cena with an S, stuff like that, different ways to spell it, to get out of paying for using a name. So John Cena is intellectual property to Vince McMahon. So every time Cena's name is mentioned or like a shirt sold or any kind of video they make of John, Vince gets a cut of it.
A royalty?
Yeah, a royalty, if you will, yeah. And the reason why I found out why he does that is because Vince made him what he is, like today or whatever the interview was. So he gave Vince, he's paying it back to Vince.
Vince pays it forward.
Thank you.
Vince pays it forward, and you're paying it back.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Exactly. That not letting wrestlers do that. Cena does because basically he's basically saying, I make enough money, I can do that.
Well, he even kind of said he had in podcasts, and then we can shut up about it. Is he said, "I owe everything to Vince. Like if it wasn't for this guy, and he goes, he goes, I believe in forgiveness. What he did was not great, and he goes, but he's paying for it now, and he's like, and you got to forgive people and move on and forget or whatever, and you don't forget, but you forgive. And long story short, he just said, I owe this guy my life in the world, and he created me, and he goes, of course, I got his back, and he's got mine, and it's like, everybody makes mistakes in a better sense, like, good, or wrong or right or whatever happens. He's like, nobody would be here without that guy. Yeah. Like, he is the fucking gangster and the guy that created this whole world. So, like, when he's gone, like, this world's gonna suffer. Yeah.
It won't suffer as much as since he's not in the limelight anymore.
No, but it won't suffer.
It still hurt a lot.
Obviously, he's still got his kids and stuff, and he's got Triple H running it. But you have to have all the other people step in and try to be that guy. It's hard to be that guy. It's going
to be hard to be that guy because everything the world's changed. Shit. He's like you said. He's the one that built it. All right, that it?
No, that's not it.
That's not it.
Come on, dude. Stop being a pussy. Are you getting tired?
No, just asking.
No, it's not it.
We got more. Here. One more?
Yeah, we got another hour. I still got more stuff to go. You ready?
What else you got?
Let's get it on. So anyway, it's year-end wrap up. we didn't really talk about Christmas stuff this year. We didn't talk about Christmas traditions and all stuff. We've done that last couple of years, whatever. Even though we talk about Halloween every year, we talk about the same stuff. So
we're not doing Christmas.
Yeah, no.
Hey, Bob.
I wouldn't mind talking about Christmas, but yeah, it's become repetitive. Is there any new trends I've seen with Christmas this year? No.
I see more people actually celebrate it, and the more, not the sense of the Christian way, or
just more Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've seen it seem like it's more advertised, it's more marketable, it's more commercialized as usual. I mean, obviously, I told you last time, like as soon as Halloween was done, Home Depot had trees and everything out, and fucking the snowmen and everything else out there, and I've definitely seen more houses decorated than I've seen in the past in my area.
Yep, same here.
I mean, it is flying by as I get older. Like the Christmas, I can't believe Christmas is like 9 or 10 days away. I think it's 9 days now.
God.
And the New Year's gonna be here around the corner. But yeah, like
Shut up.
I know. I mean, and before you know it, I'll be
2030s.
I'll be 39, and you'll be going on 47.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
But on top of that, I hope Christmas continues to be good. Like the only thing I will say with this year, like I thought 2025, and like we'll just talk about 2025 as a whole. I thought 2025 was pretty good.
Yeah, it was better than 24.
Better than 24. I think our world is still fucked up as usual, but I think things are going back on the right track, in my opinion. Inflation has went down. What else has went down? Interest rates are going down. Food has gotten a little bit cheaper, not the best, but not much. Car prices and house prices are pretty much the fucking same, which sucks. I don't know, man. I can tell you, Christmas was definitely very expensive this year for me. I mean, I got my son Lincoln a go-kart.
Cool.
And the cool thing about it is that he's been wanting a new one for like a year. It's all he's asked for, so he's asking his elf for it and us and everything else. And I almost thought about I wasn't going to get him one because I couldn't find one that was like seemed reliable and fun. And I found one on Marketplace, and the lady ended up selling it. Well, I was like the second person in line to get it, and she's like, I paid like $600 from Costco for this, and I was like, okay, whatever, I can't get it, whatever. And I told, I think it was Costco. Well, Sam's have some too, and I looked at Sam's Club, and they had them for like $500. And my sister, her mother-in-law works at Sam's, and I said, hey, if you ever see these, come online, or if you get a discount, let me know. And dude, must have been just luck of the draw. Ashley the next day went to Sam's with her husband, and she's like, "Hey, I saw that go-kart here, and it's $300 off today only."
Shit.
It was on there for $299 or something like that,
Nice.
and I was like, "Just buy it for me, and I'll get it." And I went and picked up the other day, and it says 14 plus on it. I'm sorry, it says 10 plus, and it goes like 14 miles per hour. Might be a little fast for Lincoln, but I got him like a race car helmet he can put on with
exactly.
it for
It'll be fine.
protection.
Yeah.
He'll be flying around the neighborhood. Hopefully, he doesn't run over his sister and kill her.
Does it have a seatbelt?
It does have a seatbelt.
Okay, good. That's good.
And it's got two modes. It's got like a race mode and like a drift mode, and it's a little bit like it goes on like 7 to 8 miles per hour. And they never said one on a straightaway that can clock up to 14. I doubt he'll ever get to 14. It'll probably be like more like 9, 10, considering the cul-de-sac, just going in circles. But still cool, something he really wants to do. And the battery, they said, only lasts an hour to hour and a half. I'm like, whatever.
That's fine. I mean, kids get bored after a while anyway.
Yes, and some people said the reviews are great, and other people said the thing sucks. But for $300, if I get like a summer or two out of it with them, it's worth it.
Yeah,
that's worth it for his
smile
happiness.
on his face.
Exactly, but yeah, cost of presents this year definitely more expensive. I told this is the first year, like me and my wife, like we don't have to do presents for each other, and like our family, like we don't have to do presents for each other. Like it's just everything's just too outrageous and shit. Yeah. And I'm how I am about Christmas. I'm fucking Griswold all day. Like I want to do presents for everyone and get everything, but this year has been really more difficult.
Yeah,
I don't know why it is. Maybe it's just the age. Maybe it's just the time.
Timing and everything is just things. Christmas, like you said, after once Halloween was over, that was it. It's just like bam, Christmas mode, and then you have to get everything involved with it. You have to put the lights up. You gotta
Christmas
put the
mode
tree up and all that shit like that, and everything's just hectic. It's like,
dude, I don't think one night I've sat down in my living room and actually just got to enjoy the Christmas tree with the lights on and watch like a good Christmas movie and just sit there. And I told my wife, I'm like, one night this week we just need to sit here with the kids, put on a Christmas movie, turn off all the lights. Maybe make some popcorn and don't do anything and just relax and enjoy like an actual Christmas night.
Yeah.
Maybe build a fire or something.
Christmas snuggles.
Huh?
Christmas snuggles.
Christmas snuggles. Like we built gingerbread houses this year, and we got them, and they're really cool, and they fell apart. And then I had to put them back together, and they fell apart, and then put it back together. And then Lila's actually like turned out really good, and Lincoln's fucking broke, and everything else. Like
That's
they
when
always
you eat
do.
his and let hers go.
Yeah, and next year I told her, I'm like, we're gonna make these out of graham crackers next year because graham crackers are better than these fucking giant cookie things that come, and they're shit. They're just shit.
They have other ones that just came out. I can't remember what the hell they are, but they're pretty like fun for kids. There's also like some adult ones.
Yeah, we haven't went and looked at Christmas lights this year, which is kind of disappointing. We'd like to do that like once year. I might take the kids.
Go to Candy Cane Lane.
Yeah, go to Candy Cane Lane.
Yeah, there's a whole fucking, I don't know, neighborhood, county, or whatever the fuck it is. Oh, like over by Chippewa. That has Candy Cane Lane, Reindeer Road, Angel Avenue. All this fucking people just Griswold times 100 for just one house. And almost like every single house in that neighborhood has something up, and they even have like banners up to tell you that welcome to Candy Cane Lane.
Sure.
Some of them hand out hot chocolate, stuff like that. It's totally worth it if you want to see some Christmas lights for free.
Okay, that's good.
There's a lot of places like I see. Jen went to the WWT Raceway, whatever the hell it's called, and she said it was okay. It's like basically you're stuck in traffic for 2 hours. There's another place out in Illinois she goes to called Lady of the Snows. They want money all the time, and they always give out stuffed animals that used to be like $10. Now they're like almost $20. But it's the same kind of animal kind of thing. But it's cool because some of the animals are pretty cool. Like she got a moose. I got one year I got a donkey.
That is pretty cool.
I forgot what else we got, or the wolf or something like that. But the Candy Cane Lane is free. If you want me to give you directions, I can. Or you could just Google it.
I'll probably. Can you pronounce some like MapQuest directions for me since the 90s? I want to MapQuest it.
I got to boot my computer up and wait.
Jen uses MapQuest.
6 days, yes, and takes 6 days to
print out.
Print it out.
Yeah, use our dot matrix
Download
printer.
it. Yeah,
or those.
God.
So
yeah, it's on Google. You can find it. It's not that hard.
Well, I mean, we don't have to talk about Christmas stuff. I just, I'm happy Christmas is here. I'm excited. It doesn't really feel like Christmas, but it does at the same time.
The weather fucking sure does. Finally.
Weather does
I'm
for sure.
glad we got a little fall in there.
God, I wish we just would have had the same what we had last year. We had like 4 months of fall, and last year was awesome. Yeah. But yeah, year-end wrap-up. Is there anything cool like you want to reminisce and talk about like that happened this year? Like the president stuff is president stuff that usually happens. Politics, whatever.
Fuck that shit.
I know you're a big.
Glad South Park is back doing their thing. Beavis and Butthead are back.
I'm glad South Park is back. I was pretty happy with the finale. It went in full circle. Like it was really funny at first, and it kind of dull, and they had a couple episodes that were really funny at the end, and I think
the next season they might swing back around to it because they never finished the Cartman 6-7 part.
I know. What pisses me off, and you already know that, it's like I just want to go back to the original thing. Like, just do the boys.
Yeah.
Just go back and do the boys. Let them get in mischief and do fucking funny things. Yeah. And then you bring in the other characters. You bring in, Mr. Garrison, or you bring in Trump, or you bring in Chef, or whoever else you want to bring in. Barb Brady or someone, and use something fucked up, or PC Principal, and then they're getting in some type of trouble, and then it's all surrounded around them. That's the way the show is always. The dynamic of the show has been built. It was cool when they do like one-off ones like about Tally or Randy, but like for a while it was just like a whole season was about Randy, and it's like, okay, I love Randy, he's one of the funniest people on the show, but it's like I don't want to watch Randy 24/7, and I don't want to watch Kenny 24/7. I want to watch them all. Like I want to watch to see the variety of the boys doing stuff. Right.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Funny thing about that is, I will say spoilers in a way. When Satan had his baby.
Oh yeah.
The exact same thing without even thinking about it. The thing that we watched right after watching that episode was the first episode of Derry.
Butt baby.
Yeah, no. When the lady has he reaches in and grabs the baby out.
Yeah.
She has the devil baby. That's what it reminded me of. I was like, yeah, it's perfect. That's what Satan's baby. That's the what was it? Not butt baby. It was butt birth or something.
Oh yeah, butt birth.
Something I can't remember. It was something like that. But yeah, that was pretty fucking funny. But yeah, I'm glad there's a lot of shows that are coming back. Like Stranger Things came back.
I watched that. That was good.
Cobra Kai was good. Squid Game was good. A lot of good shit. And horror movie wise, there was a lot of good.
All Netflix or HBO stuff, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
that's,
there's some good movies coming out next year. I'm excited for. I hope we have a good. I hope we have a good 2026. I'm just.
Let's just make it good. Fuck everything else. We'll make it good. If it kills us, we'll make it good.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this year. There were some goods, ups and downs and stuff in 2025. It just seemed like this was my fastest year of my life, dude.
Yeah. Just wait till you get older.
Yeah. I will say this is funny. I did learn this is that the only time slows down is when you do something new. So like your brain's processing, you're enjoying the moment and stuff. Like when I went to Detroit this week, it seemed like it took forever, and then we get back home, and I see like it's already Tuesday. It's already been 2 days since I've been home. It's like, holy fuck! It's already been 2 days.
Yeah.
You know, it felt like it felt like that I was there forever.
Yeah. It's like these podcasts. You know, sometimes I don't realize it's 2 hours long, or that one that we had was like an hour or something, and it's like, God damn, really?
Yeah, dude, this one's already 2 hours and 23 minutes long.
There you go.
This has been one of our longer ones in a minute, but. Our usually are usually 2 hours, but yeah, our 2 hours go by quick. We're sitting here talking and shooting the shit. It's like if I was sitting at home, 2 hours even goes by even quicker because I'm just doing routine stuff.
Yep.
So
yeah.
Anything else to leave off the year? You know, any final thoughts?
Glad it's over and still alive, still on the side of the grave. Suck. I didn't do my weight loss goal, but hey,
you can start this year and do what everybody else does.
Yep. Always do it. And first fresh year, new year, new me.
Hey, it's New Year. It's first Monday. Let's get it going. I'll start it for 5 days, and then I won't do it again the rest of the year.
Exactly. Oh, look, there's cupcakes.
Yeah. Hey, there's a bed. I'm gonna lay down.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you do with beds, right? That's what you do with beds, right?
Lay down or have sex or do something fun.
Right.
Watch shows all day and pick your ass.
Exactly.
Yeah. Final thoughts from me. Yeah, I like 2025. There's a lot of good times, a lot of shitty times. I mean, you get that with every year. I'm glad I was off work for the last month, and and here you go again. I've been off since Thanksgiving, and before you know it, I only got like 15 more days off of work, which will fly by.
Oh yeah, of course.
And I'll be back to the fucking salt mines, what they like to say or whatever. This is funny. My wife gets mad at me. She's like, the other day I was talking about that, and I was like, yeah, give me that water. I need to wet my whistle. And she goes, where the fuck is she? Goes, what's that even mean? Like, who'd you hear? I'm like, it's an old man saying like, wet my whistle.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm like, I heard it off a movie or a show, and I was like,
I know it was in Indiana Jones.
Yeah, and I told her that's what it was from, and she goes, why do you say that? Now I'm like, hey babe, give me some water. I need to wet my whistle. I say it all the time. She's like, stop fucking saying that. I'm
gonna say it to her next time I see her.
Laura, wet your whistle. Yeah. Say it to Jen.
I'm glad I got this soda. It really wets my whistle.
Say it to Jen today. She'll just see what
she'll know what it means.
I know, but she'll turn it and you'll be like, did you just say wet my whistle? Like it's just not a common thing that people say today.
Well, there's one. Was it this year or last year? I know it was very recent.
Mm-hmm.
One time I told Jen I wanted to drain a lizard.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't know what I meant. I had to pee. She's like, you've never said that before. I go, what? That's people say it all the damn time.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, drain the lizard or bleed the lizard. There's all kinds of shit.
Yeah. Go play swords with your friend.
Right. Playing Star Wars.
Star Wars. Yeah, Star Wars. Lightsabers.
Hey, don't break the streams.
Yeah, don't break the streams.
Cross the stream. Cross
streams. That's that Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Well, yeah, this was a good podcast.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's already the year's over with.
Yeah.
I hope, everyone has a good New Year and, Christmas and
we better see your asses next year.
Better see you next year. You guys better subscribe.
Like us.
Make
fun of us, roast us, whatever.
Whatever you guys want to do.
We need to do a roast one sometime. You know what you look like, and then one of those back and forth.
That would be funny.
Yeah, we should.
I don't know if we can get 2 hours out of it. We probably
we get a half hour, an hour or so.
Maybe, yeah.
It depends.
I'd say about 20 minutes, right?
Yeah. Or we could recite the funniest ones we've heard.
Yeah, we could do something like that.
Yeah,
There's a couple things we talked about, like we wanted to do in a podcast, and I can't remember. I was listening to one of our old ones not too long ago. I'm like, man, we never did that. I'm like, we need to do that. I forget.
Talking about watching a movie and then critiquing it, like Beavis and Butthead.
That would be cool to do that. I thought we were gonna watch like some shitty ass movie and just laugh.
Yeah, shitty movies and laugh at it, make fun of it,
like a Mystery Science Theater.
Then we talk about and then watch.
I actually saw that they were on TV the other day.
Yeah, they're on. They have a Roku channel where they're on 24/7.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I saw them on AMC or something like that, really early in the morning. Like but they don't play them at normal times. They play them like 3 a.m.
Yeah, the Roku channel plays them. The other show they have called Laugh Tracks, which is basically the same thing, but it's actually live, like an audience.
Mm-hmm. Is it them doing it?
Yeah, it's them doing it. Like the first time they ever seen that movie, like they're watching it right now, and they're doing their Mystery Science Theater thing. And their real voices, real character, real selves, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. And there's also another one they did. I forgot. It's on there too. But yeah, it's on 24/7 all the time. whenever I get bored and the South Park channel that's repeating the same ones I just saw, I'll turn it on there.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching the South Park one too.
Yeah.
That's why whenever I text you random South Park quotes, that's what I'm watching. I'm watching those, and they remind me to tell you.
Well, real quick, and yeah, I really hope that Stranger Things is good. Did you see that Stranger Things on their season finale? They're going to open up to the movie theaters and let you go watch it in the movie theaters.
Yeah, I heard about that, but Netflix is going to have it too, though. So
they're going to have. Why would I go in the movie theater if I can just watch it?
Because some people don't have Netflix anymore. But still, what my point is, if
it is cool to try to get people back in the theater.
Yeah, it's cool for that, and it's cool for the franchise or whatever you want to call it of Stranger Things. But the stupid thing is, a lot of people want to know what happened, so they can go see it. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the people who've watched like the first 2-3 seasons, even the fourth one? They're going to miss everything the beginning of the fifth one and just watch the last one.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, is everything leading up to that going to suck?
People that do that are stupid.
Yeah. Because it's like it makes me think that the episodes that they're going to show on Netflix, the normal ones, before they get to the final, are going to suck because they tell you to go back and only watch 4 certain episodes of the other seasons to understand the fifth one. It's like, then why did I watch it for the last 10 years, whatever the fuck it's been on?
Yeah,
but it is what it is. We'll see what happens.
Sure,
I'm happy for it.
So far I've liked the new episodes. It hooked me in pretty quick.
Don't spoil shit because we're waiting.
It's kind of be weird after 10 years. I can't believe it's already been 10 years that show's been out, that it's going to be over with. And it's kind of, I guess, a bittersweet, but it's like, dude, that is one show that, like, you can say another, like, indie show Netflix took a chance on and made the show and become the most popular show in the world right now.
Yeah. Something that was nothing and then turned it into one of the biggest things ever.
Yeah. I like it how it's got a little bit of horror aspect to it too, but it's got like mystery, adventure, like
dude, it's got everything.
It's
got the heavy metal guy. It's got the because you got to think back in the 80s.
It's just like everything.
we were the Goonies. We were the ones that rode our bikes to go explore the woods and find the dead body and or whatever have you. That was us. And that we grew up.
Or Stand By Me type stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got a mix.
Goonies, Stand By Me,
definitely Goonies
Monster
vibes.
Squad. That kind of stuff. We had the group. We had the fat kid who was Dustin or Dusty, whatever, Dusty Buns. We had the girlfriend, which everybody else didn't. You had the black kid. You had the smart kid. Sometimes you had the gay kid, but we didn't know it. But stuff like that, that's what
all
it was.
All the brothers and sisters that looked out for each other and did stuff.
The crazy mom was always looking out for her son.
It's really the Goonies.
Exactly.
I know,
like
but
I said, it's Goonies. It's Monster Squad. It's what's the other one? Oh fuck! What was the other one? No, it wasn't Monster. I said that. Anyway, it is. We all had our group.
That's the way I feel about it too.
So
that's why I think it hits so hard with people. It brings back to that good time, and it's like, oh, dude, I remember that.
And nostalgia is always a good thing,
right?
So
it's just all the stuff they show in the show. It's like, oh, this was us. This is it encapsulates it really in a time capsule to a T, and that's what I think another reason. Like even my mom and dad haven't even watched it. I'm like, to my dad, I was like, if you want to watch a show, like this is a good show, you'd watch. You would actually enjoy it. My dad is so weird. He's like, when I get time where I'm sick or I'm laid up in bed, I'll watch it. And it's like, you do it all. Just fucking watch it. Stop watching reruns of Andy Griffith and fucking watch this. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, you brought up Andy Griffith.
Yeah, dude. Like some of the shows he watches still, like the A-Team or fucking Andy Griffith or MASH or Green Acres, Cheers, or just stuff from like
I Love Lucy.
Everything on Nick at Night.
Everything that he grew up with. That's the thing. That's hard.
That's his nostalgia. He likes to watch the Jetsons. He records the Flintstones. He records Three Stooges and stuff like that, and Leave It to Beaver and
Jesus,
Bewitched and stuff like that. Where fucking Dick Van Dyke was drunk half the time in the show. Did you know that the intro where he falls down and
he really fell.
He really fell, but he was wasted. Yeah, I found that out
he just turned 100 the other day.
Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Holy
just
fuck!
turned 100.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I remember hearing about his birthday party.
That's crazy. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Barney Fife. He just
Don Knotts.
Don Knotts.
That's his name, Don Knotts.
I know. Don Knotts.
Oh, Andy, I'm gonna go up to Mount Vernon. Where's Satan?
Yeah, and then what's his name? The little kid ended up turning into
Opie.
Opie turned. What's his name?
Ron Howard.
Ron Howard. He became a really good director and actor. Or director.
Apollo 13. Not Forrest Gump. Something else. A lot of really good.
The movie with Tom Hanks.
Yeah, that was Apollo 13.
No, there's another movie with Tom Hanks.
Okay.
He does, directed by Ron Howard.
I can't think of it.
It's what's the movie that was about the Catholic stuff about like he's Tom Hanks is really intelligent. He writes like signs and symbols, and they give him to figure out the whole like Christianity thing about Mary Magdalene and all that stuff.
Da Vinci Code.
Vinci Code. I think that was directed by Ron Howard.
I don't know. It might have been.
I think it is. There's a lot of good movies directed by Ron Howard. He's a good director. Anyway, yeah. Okay, we gotta get off because we'll keep fucking talking about stupid shit. All right, kiddies. Well, hope you enjoyed the year-end podcast.
Yeah.
Well,
if you didn't, tough shit. You listened to this far.
Yeah, exactly.
Your fault, not mine.
Yeah, who told you that?
Right.
So
I guess we'll see you next year, motherfuckers.
Next year, motherfucker.
And we'll hope subscribe, like, tell your friends, tell your parents, tell your surgeon, tell your fucking mortician. I don't care.
Till next time, kiddies.
Stay scared.
Stay scared,
As
and don't
always.
forget to check out Tim's famous end-year podcast on the Boom.
Christmas special.
You got the Christmas special?
It's gonna be this Friday.
Is it 6 minutes and 66
No,
seconds?
no. What I'm doing is trying to mix in Christmas music with the normal metal stuff I play, and then 1 hour I'm going to do like totally satanic stuff. 6 minutes, 66 seconds, and do nothing but satanic shit.
Okay.
So
check it out. What's your website?
lcccradio.com.
The Boom.
No, don't Boom. That's what the band. That's the station's called the Boom, but it's the website is lcccradio.com.
WNBC.
WNBC.
I downloaded it.
LCC.
By the way, I didn't know if you noticed that Plex is down. It's gone.
You told me.
He just he cut me off again, and he was like, I saw a couple people paid him, and I asked him about it. He hasn't responded to me. It's like, fuck you, dude. I'm done worrying about Plex.
Yeah.
So.
Get your own.
Yeah. All right, kiddies. Talk to you later.
Laters.
Have a good year.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Fuckers.